think I have to fight the waterfall. Looks like a fish. Oh
Oh
my god,
my
it's a
God.
giant walrus.
I mean, I was right that it was marine-based. It's water-based.
It's based on, right? Live from Austin, Texas, and reigning champions of the Tecmo Super Bowl for the last 10 years running, it's Retro Pals with Danny and Alex. Hello, Alex.
Hello, Danny. I'm always going to the end zone during the Tecmo Super Bowl and doing Fortnite dances and getting ejected.
Yep.
It's really good.
That's our secret, yeah. Our other secret, before we play, I always deflate the ROM.
It's her doing it. Well, I'm the one banging on trash cans, so.
Alex is doing his part. I'm doing my part. It's Retro Pals. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
We play old games, often a whole bunch of them back to back to back, and that is exactly what we're doing tonight. We're covering the earliest era of Tecmo, aka Timco in some circles, aka Tecon, aka they have a lot of different AKs.
Tecon?
Yeah, Tecon. Like
Take on me.
Damn it, you beat me to it.
Well, I'm going to beat you to this. I got to thank some folks. Thank you, That Juice, for the sub. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, the Ultima, for the 500 bits. And thank you so very much to Smebble Bear, 64-month resub. Holy shit.
64 months. Incredible.
Incredible.
Thank you. Okay, so this is a big one tonight. I'm just going to jump right into this because we have so many games to cover.
Go.
This is way more ambitious than I could ever hope to pull off on my own. But here I am in the director's chair doing my best, so please be nice to me.
Be nice to Danny.
Our poll results look like this week. We took this to our patrons. We asked them, should we play a bunch of LJN games for NES or should we play all the Tecmo games? In the end, Tecmo won out. I don't know if you've noticed, but like every year now, I try to put LJN inside a poll in one of these, and every single year it gets voted out. But this year, this is the closest margin to date, so it's close. The day we're going to cover all the LJN games for NES is very close.
All of them.
Yep. We skipped it this year, so we should consider ourselves blessed, and maybe quit before next year, too. Luckily, everyone wanted us to have a good time tonight, so they said to play Tecmo games. So let's play Tecmo games. What is a Tecmo?
What? Yeah, actually, what is a Tecmo?
Alex, can you tell me what you know about Tecmo before the stream, before you become educated?
Well, I know that they've made a variety of games for the NES, for the SNES, and I think during the 32-bit era as well.
Yeah.
I think they made some games for the arcade, which I know because of, setup and everything for the stream. And that's really it. I am very uneducated about the world of Tecmo, but I'm sitting my ass down to listen and learn.
You sat your ass down and listened to the Tecmo historians do their thing. Do Tecmo historians exist? Is there anyone at Koei Tecmo, the currently rebranded version, who still was around from the 80s? As far as I know, a lot of people took off after Bomb Jack, but I'm getting ahead of myself. We should start all the way back when. We are going all the way back to 1981 this time. We're starting this stream off with ancient gamer history.
Oh, good.
1981, there was a company called Tecon. There's been some confusion over how that's pronounced. In Japanese, it's the katakana te, which is elongated, and then kan, so it's pronounced Tecon. They started off selling industrial cleaning equipment.
Oh, hell yes! Like for rugs or for what?
Yeah, rugs, carpets, all those horrible shag carpets of the 70s.
Oh, man, I bet they'd have to use some real deep cleaning.
Someone had to clean them, and that company was Tecmo, apparently. They soon moved on to amusement machines. In fact, they followed quite a similar path to another company we featured before, Nichibutsu, and there's going to be some striking similarities between the two. I hope y'all are paying attention. This is all going to be on the quiz. So, Tecmo, at this point in time, is not yet Tecmo. It is Tecon. And what's the first Tecon game?
What is the first Tecon game?
You're going to make me pronounce this. It's Pallades, even though that's not how it's spelled. You'll see. Let me get my MAME capture set up here. It's a vertical game. So, therefore... Oh, MAME, I don't need you to capture now.
It's...
There it is.
Yeah, I couldn't pronounce that either. I'm glad you're in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I looked up the katakana and everything. It's based on the Greek goddess Pallades, only they changed the title to make it kind of nonsensical and non-pronounceable.
This looks like it's on Gradius hardware or something.
It looks more like Galaxian hardware to me.
Okay, sorry, Galaxian hardware.
Oh, that's way too loud. Way to go, Pallades. Yeah, my theory is that they changed the title slightly to make it unpronounceable, because otherwise people would call it Pallades Nuts.
Well, it's Pallades Night.
Let's Pallades... That's better! You can't go outclassing me like that. Alright, so we're going to play a whole bunch of games on a whole bunch of different systems. This is still way too loud. If the volume balance is off at any point, do let me know, because I'm in the driver's seat, and it's my fault if you get your ears blasted.
You can yell at Danny now. But not while they're gaming.
Yeah.
So this is interesting.
So Galaxian was 79. Galaga was, I think, this same year, 81. But before Galaga, this would seem pretty complex. They got these enemy ships that come in and start building things on your own damn base. You have these working radar dishes that show you when enemies are coming, and the radar dishes can be damaged and blown up. A lot of detail in this game. Whereas Galaxian was just like space and ships that you shoot in space. This has a narrative. Look at this narrative unfold.
You know, you're right. This is... Oh, they're getting closer to you. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit of scaling in there. Pallades. 1981, you didn't have much other choice other than to play these. And I hope you played them. Let's move on. We have so much to cover. Oh my god. 1982. The people have spoken. And what they want is a game that simulates swimming.
Swimming? Oh, I loved it. Actually, I haven't gone swimming in... over a decade?
It's called Swimmer. Alex, you're a fan of David Swimmer.
I am. I think he swims quite well. So, what kind of swimmer are you? A fish?
No, just a guy.
Oh, okay.
We're just a guy here. We're not some special fish man. We're not Aquaman over here. Yeah, that seems like an appropriate volume.
Alright. Oh yeah, this is just some guy. What the hell?
This is vertically scrolling. You can move in 8 directions. You can dive underneath the water.
Color palette reminds me of Jungle King.
It is a little bit Jungle King-like, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I think that was also from this vintage. But you have a variety of fruit that you can collect based on the inventory on the side of the screen. The first appearance of the fruit inventory in video games. When I say humble beginnings, I mean it. Oh, actually, I don't know. I guess the Pac-Man fruits could be considered an inventory. But these you actually collect. We got any swimmer fans out there? Has anyone actually played this other than BBH?
See, it's reverse tubing. Yeah, it's very wet fruit, but you know, you get
oh yeah,
you get what you can get, and
well, you don't have to wash it off when you get home. It's already been cleaned.
No, oh god, it's gonna be covered in like nasty fish poop and shit. Yeah, games don't make you collect fruit anymore. What's up with that?
Yeah, we got away from our roots. I think that's what's wrong with video games nowadays. This game has bosses, believe it or not.
How do you...
I don't know, dude. I've never gotten past this guy. Maybe he demands a tribute based on a number of fruits you have, or... Go. No! I died. Chance for extra.
Hey, that's like pinball. What
that's
the hell?
That's from pinball. Only you can affect it somehow. Sepasai, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello.
Thank you.
They're exploring the earliest days of Tecmo, also known as Tecon. This is their second game. Not a bad showing. Pretty unique, pretty interesting. Stands out from the crowd in 1982. And so far, they've stuck to their release schedule of 1 game a year. But that'll change pretty soon. In fact, it's going to change right now. The year is 1983. And you know what they released in 1983, right, Alex?
Video games?
That's right, Guzzler.
Guzzler? You can't call your name Guzzler, Take-On.
Yeah, they're not going to... In today's PC culture, they'd never let you call your game Guzzler. Also because good taste prevails. Let's play Guzzler.
Guzzler?
What do you suppose he's guzzling?
Gas?
That's a good guess.
Just because I see all the fire and I'm just...
Yeah, you're a little water guy.
Oh, you're water.
And
that's the opposite of gas.
You gotta put out the fires, yeah. So it's sort of like Pac-Man, only you're on the offensive in this one. There's also letters to collect. Pretty advanced for a maze game of this vintage.
Danny, you're puking water.
At this point, we were still just barely getting over Pac-Man. Some people never got over it.
Danny, this is so weird.
Isn't it, though? I hope that's the end of the level. Okay, good. I did it.
Okay.
I guzzled. You may also know the sequel, Chuzzle. That's not actually true. Oh, fuck.
You got guzzled.
I got guzzled.
You got guzzled.
What if they tried to make a game nowadays called Guzzle?
You know what? I think they won't let you make a game like Guzzler nowadays. They're all like, oh, you shouldn't throw water on an oil fire. It would be bad and kill us all. Well, too bad. Thank you, Cartman 100 bits.
Cartman. That's a good movie. I believe that's, Wicker Man? They ought to have made a Wicker Man arcade game. You gotta run from the bees.
They already made a Wicker Man roller coaster.
Did they?
Yes, in the UK.
Ooh, double score. So we're slowly advancing. Oh, Guzzler can get drunk. Guzzle that alcohol. There we go. Oh my god.
Oh, they're all drunk. Look at them party. Did you see?
That was going super fast, too. This Guzzler, he's got character. I think he's going places.
I mean, fair point. Wicker Man and My Girl do have a common enemy.
I'm glad we got the My Girl reference out of the way early.
We gotta do it once.
Oh, this also throws in an element of chance. Man, there's some gamblers over at Tecmo. They like the roulette. They like the pinball style matching.
No extra.
No extra for me. That's Guzzler. You know what they say. You gotta guzzle or be guzzed.
Please you.
Please? It did say please you. What the hell? It's disgusting.
Are you pleased?
I'm pretty pleased. I'm pretty pleased. Also, that same year, they released a game called Sinjo. Is this also vertical? Yes, it is. Right, and the sound. There's so much to keep track of when you stream
this
name
looks
games.
good. What the hell?
Yeah, this is kind of a huge leap forward in terms of technology, so let's go ahead and play this. Well, I've died.
All right, good job.
But look at this. There's multiple layers of parallax scrolling, not just dedicated to showing a scene scrolling from left to right, but actually providing a sense of depth to these enemies that are coming towards you. Space Dumpster, thank you for the 40 months.
Guzzling with the pals on this Wednesday night, exactly. I hope. What are y'all guzzling tonight?
Yeah, what's everyone guzzling?
I'm having an Arnold Palmer. I mean,
Keep it work safe, please. I'm glad you're guzzling that Arnold Palmer.
I am.
So this is the same basic formula as Pleiades, only it has a three-dimensional-ish perspective.
Yeah, hey, it is 3D Pleiades.
It's thanks to this advancing technology that you could actually deliver a game like this that doesn't just look like a Galaxian. Looking pretty good, Take-On.
You got iced tea freaks, ginger ale stands.
Stands.
Frozen Baja Blast, those are good. Tap water, gas, always gotta just drink gas.
Glad we got the gas guzzlers in chat.
Tropical and raspberry. Okay, you're all drinking good things.
We're quickly moving up to the Tecmo period, but we're still in the Take-On prehistory. Mm-hmm. The year is 1984, and Take-On is about to blow the fuck up with this game here. Look, that's not it.
Let's look. Oh, I know this game. Folks, you're going to get hype.
Mm-hmm. Get hype for this one.
Oh, man, night coffee. I've been making night coffees lately. I highly recommend it. If you like having gas at night.
I love having gas at night. Who's heard of this one? And follow-up question, are you European? Because at the time, this game didn't... What the fuck, are you kidding me? Why is it off-center? There it goes. So this game did not make much of a splash outside of Japan, except when it got ported to PC platforms, that being the ZX Spectrum, the Amstrad, and so on. So people maybe didn't see a whole lot of the original Bomb Jack, but they did see ports of it, especially in Europe.
Yeah, this was on a lot of European computers, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the original flyer, he has a Superman-style logo on his the front of his chest, and unfortunately it says BJ.
You can't tell me that!
It's true. I fucking love Bomb Jack. Let's play some fucking Bomb Jack. You ever played this, Alex?
I've seen you play it.
I'm not gonna get the perfect.
I have played Mighty Bomb Jack, and quite a bit of it.
Mighty Bomb Jack, huh?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if we'll talk about that game at any point. But...
That sounds fake to me.
Mm-hmm, it's fake. But I'm pretty sure I've played this before.
Now, if you want to get the high scores, you want to get all the lit bombs. It's going to give me a bonus at the end here. There's a history stream, and I'm teaching you how to play Bomb Jack.
Mm-hmm.
These are applicable skills in today's marketplace.
Hey, this sounds like Lady Madonna.
Yeah, they ripped off Lady Madonna for this.
Cool.
Some sources say that they had some kind of agreement with Jazz Rack or something to use infinite licensed music however they please. That somehow sounds incredibly bullshit to me.
That sounds fake.
I'm thinking just Take-On in 1984. They're making like a couple hundred of these cabinets. They're like, no one's gonna fucking care if we steal a Beatles song. They also stole some anime opening songs. But what's a little copyright infringement when you're just getting started?
I mean, yeah, they're just a little guy. Let them steal what they want.
Beatles don't need any more money.
Exactly. Think about it, people.
At this point, they'd barely been broken up for 10 years. Mm-hmm. Think about that. People thought we'd never hear from the Beatles again.
And then they played Bomb Jack and were like, hey, hold on.
Paul McCartney was like, what the fuck? I'm gonna make temporary secretary as revenge. This bonus is fucked. I'm just gonna collect all the bombs. But when the competition is very simple maze games and prototypical shoot-'em-ups, this really stands out. This game with really unique controls. You actually have a lot of control over the height of your jump and how you cut it off in midair. It's very satisfying to play.
Thank you, Exclamatia, for the 4-month resub. What's a little copyright infringement between Retro Pals? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. You don't tell no one. We don't like snitches. If I want to steal Beatles music, that's my business. It's a bad business, but I'll run it anyway.
Yeah, I do kind of love the copyright infringement in early arcade game music.
Mm-hmm. Either they did it intentionally or just stole a riff somewhere. But surely Tecmo would never do that again in the future. Look at this. This is a pretty good run.
That is good.
I think it's worth spending a little more time with this one because this is their big breakout hit.
This is a game that had everyone talking.
Mm-hmm. Just a little guy with BJ on his chest, defusing bombs. Oh, I wasn't looking!
Rip.
And that's a Bomb Jack, and that is where the Tecmo story really starts. But at this point, they're still Take-On. They still gotta release a couple more games. So let's cover the last of the Take-On library, let's say. I don't think I've made nearly enough Take-On Me jokes. Alex, make like 3 more.
Okay, Take on me? Take on me. Take me on.
Uh-huh.
I'll, be bomb in a day or two because of Bomb Jack. Listen, this
Wow,
is...
holy shit.
That's really bad. Why did you let me do that? I'm sorry.
How about this one?
Okay, what is this?
Star Force.
Ooh.
So they had some experience with shoot-'em-ups. Why not apply that to the newly emerging vertically scrolling shoot-'em-up subgenre? Which they didn't exactly invent, but they did make some pretty good strides in it. And like many of their games, it's very loud. Let's play this.
All right.
You've seen shooters. It's in
I
space.
have. I was gonna say,
You push the button.
not to be rude. This just seems like a shooter.
You make the guys blow up.
Mm-hmm.
But compare this to just like a couple years ago with Pleiades. This kicks Pleiades' ass. In fact, this kind of rules. Put yourself back in 1984 and imagine seeing this. At this point, Capcom was barely entering the market with stuff like Vulgus and Savage Bees? What was that game really called? X to X's or something?
Yeah, it was X to X's.
We got it over here as Savage Bees. Speaking of bees.
The unavoidable bees.
This one keeps it simple. You just have one fire button. Let's see if I can get the bonus.
Okay. Nope.
Didn't get it.
Sorry, honey.
You need to fire 16 times a second to get that guy to blow up before he forms. Does that story sound familiar to any of you nerds out there? Who else has done the 16-shot technique?
I mean,
Is there anyone watching
Danny's
this?
not Takahashi Meijin, but...
Is there anyone watching this who can do the 16-shot? That's what I want to know. How about you, Alex?
I'm sorry, I just saw Savage Beast as the alternate title for My Girl, and I just needed a few seconds to think to myself. Apologies.
A.
Oh, you're not supposed to fire until it changes color? Wow.
Well, whoops. Next, you go into B area. Only one missed shooting. And it's got jaunty music. Maybe that's what won people over. The jauntiness.
It is jaunty, isn't it?
It's so very jaunty. Enough of that.
No, Trough, no, really? Really? So, Takahashi Meijin, apparently other publishers had their own in-house Meijins.
Really? They had rival Meijins?
Meijins, yeah.
That's so funny.
That's beautiful.
That is something they would do back then, just for marketing's sake. So, finally, we're moving on to the year 1985, the last year of Take-On releases. Tosel.
Thank you, Tosel.
Thank you for the 49 months. Hope you're excited to see some action. Some pinball action.
Hell yes.
This one's kind of unusual. It's not really based on anything they did before. It's not like a shooter or a maze game.
Ilson. Oh!
Yeah, you get it now.
Okay, I got it.
85. Take-On brings pinball to the video screen? Why'd you do
Whoa!
that?
Whoa! Ma'am? Also, why would you release this in arcades where your competition is literal pinball?
That's the question. Maybe this was more meant for Japan, since they had to import pinball machines and they were kind of exotic over there compared to over here, where like every bar had mini pinball machines at one point.
I never even thought that other countries wouldn't be awash in pinball machines in the 80s and 90s. Okay.
For the time, these physics are really super good, actually. 1985, you're not going to get better pinball physics than this. This game also has that Take-On / Tecmo weirdness to it. Just something about it.
Yeah, there's just something... I don't want to say jank, that's such an overused term, but there's just something Tecmo about this.
It has a personality. There is a personality starting to emerge amongst all their games. That's what we're beginning to see here. I wonder if this game is 1cc-able. Is there an ending? Do you just compete for high score? Maybe no one knows.
It's a mystery. A lot of fire in this game.
Yeah. Man, this is pinball action. I like the little RGB rollovers. Those are for the people using SCART. So by now we've seen Take-On, soon to become Tecmo, really good at what they do. They've refined their presence among shoot-em-ups and maze games. They're starting to make inexplicably complex games with amateur physics engines like this one. Where do they go next? That's what we were all asking back in 1985.
I want more Bomb Jack.
I like that it just kicks you right back out to the insert coin. Like, you're done. Put in another coin, idiot. That's pinball action. Got a few more arcade games they released.
Okay.
In 85. Including this one here. This is the start of something. Let's see if you can figure out where they're going with this. A game called Gridiron Fight.
Oh, hey! Hey, I think I know what's going on here.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
You think so? We're
This
experiencing...
is Bomb Jack 2.
Yeah, this is the birth of football.
Look at those football. I like the intro graphic with the football flying
There's
in.
3 footballs. This one is kind of strange, as you can see by the UI. This is a cocktail cabinet designed to be played by 2 players on opposite sides. So that's why the UI is on the side. Yeah, you can play versus computer, but most of the time it expects you to play against another player. It also uses a trackball, which
Oh, that's interesting.
that's you're not going to get the full experience because the trackball is not it doesn't map to this controller exactly right. You'll see what the problem is. Did you hear that remix of the national anthem? They started to play it and then they just went off on their own.
It's the National Anthem remix. You know, it's like jazz.
Yeah.
It's all about the national anthems they don't play.
Just play it however you want. Play what's in your heart.
All right.
Here it is, the first Tecmo football game. Back before they were even Tecmo. They had a glint in their eyes, and that glint said American football. So you see the problem with the emulating a trackball on a digital pad? The game thinks I'm spinning it way faster than any mortal human can, so the computer doesn't stand a chance.
That's wonderful. I love this game now.
Look, there's ads for Guzzler, Bomb Jack, Swimmer.
Guzzler! Swimmer! Bomb Jack! My favorites!
Oh, point after
Do you
touchdown.
think
How do you
Guzzler
do this?
guzzled the swimmer?
Oh my god, they killed the...
Well, now you're dead.
They killed him. Is that what happened to the swimmer? Look at this. I'm running far upfield chasing my own ball.
You're gonna
Out of the way, fuckers. Out of the way.
That was sick. Okay, I really like this. No,
Got him at the
this is how
2-yard
games
line.
should go.
Come here. Come here, you. Safety.
I'm sorry.
This is the best football game I ever played.
You're being such a dickhead. I love it.
I'm going to chase it again.
This is so good.
That's my football.
Just the way that you just bonk into them.
Come here.
It's my bonk ball.
This is one of the best football games I've ever played. Only because you can just steamroll the opponent every time if you have the analog set up like this.
What?
But assuming that you weren't playing it like a jerk, you could be in for a real fun game of actual American football. This is arguably more advanced than anything else in arcades in 1985. Cyberball would be a few years off, to say even less about NFL Blitz. So this was the time for American football in arcades, and they did a good job. Good work, Take-On.
Good work.
They also dealt a little bit with the other kind of footy. You know.
Oh, soccer.
Yeah, the other kind of footy. That's what they call it.
That's been happening the last couple of weeks. Have you heard?
They've been having a soccer, yeah.
Yeah. The world's watching a ball.
World is watching a ball. All right, reserved.
All right. Mm-hmm. So how's this go? How's this gameplay?
This is
Got
actually
good jams.
This is very similar to the football game we just played, actually. That's my team.
Mm-hmm.
We're red. Uses that same cocktail cabinet plus trackball setup. So in MAME, you can just play like a complete jerk ass.
Good, good. I want to see you play jerky.
Give me that.
There you go.
Pool.
This is Jerky Boys soccer.
Now, believe it or not, Alex, this game was incredibly influential. This very unassuming soccer game from an up-and-coming developer ended up basically informing all the most popular soccer sims for ZX Spectrum, including not the least of which is Sensible Soccer, which very closely followed this formula.
I can see that. I can see. Yeah. No, this gives me real Sensey vibes.
Oh, it went in, except it didn't.
No, that's fine. It went in.
Okay, that's fine. They'll reinvent the rules for me. Oh, that was sick.
Sick.
I like these games because I can win.
Danny does kick in.
I kick in. Ha! Oh, that was close. Even though I'm cheating my ass off, I can see how this game would be incredibly fun. You just roll the ball to go upfield, you make a kick, and the kick is often long enough to be very satisfying when you get it in. It's actually kind of hard to aim.
I was wondering how hard it was to actually get a goal.
Damn.
Come on. Come on.
Referee, that was a technical goal. You should just award that to me.
Referee, that would have been cool if Danny got it. Thusly, Danny did get it. Oh, come on! Bull!
I went into the net.
Yeah, doesn't that count for anything?
Don't I count? Go upfield,
Go,
go
go,
upfield.
go, go.
Yeah, us Americans may look at this and go, well, it's a soccer game, who cares? But European developers for microcomputers saw this and went, we are going to make so many millions off of this. We're going to make our version. We're going to put Pele in it. We're going to put all the soccer guys in these games.
Guy who did this game, Shinichiro Tomie ended up doing a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, huh? And a lot of chun stuff. That's amazing. Do they play soccer in those Pokemon Mystery... I know a lot of people love those Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games. Do they soccer it up in that?
I know they talk.
And I know they wear scarves.
And they get into relationships. Mm-hmm. That's all I know about Pokemon Mystery
All
Dungeon.
I know about Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is that everyone I know who is a Pokemon loves it. I know a lot of Pokemon.
Yeah, you do, actually.
Yeah, like, seriously. Anyways, what's next?
We got one last game from Take-On. So they've covered football, they've covered the other football, pinball, shoot-'em-ups, maze games.
Mm-hmm. What is this, Danny? Is this normal?
Now we have lovely cards.
Is this normal, Danny? Danny, is this normal?
Well, there is a subgenre in Japanese arcades emerging at this time, that being the medal game. These were essentially just gambling machines that gave you little medals when you did good at them.
And then you could take those in for, I assume, items, objects, doodads.
Exactly, yeah. Let's put in a bunch of money and
Okay.
place all of our bets on one big hand here. Bet now. Well, I say we keep the threes.
Mm-hmm.
And we deal.
Hey!
Hey, all right. Let's double up.
Danny.
And this is where the nudity comes in. You win enough high-low games, you take the girl's clothes off. Oh, we lost. You try it again from the beginning.
Does she get...
Alex, I looked into this last night.
Oh my god, I cannot tell you how many saves I see before me.
Alex, why don't you describe the scene
1, 2,
you see
3,
before
4,
us?
5, 6, 7,
So you
8.
progress through the game. You have to actually win several hands, and you have to win the high-low games in multiple instances. You can't win them all in a row.
Alright, she is reclined with no clothing on aside from a bright pink bra and underwear.
And how about this?
She is fully nude, just reclined nude, staring at you.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to say. It looks very.
You
if
win enough.
you missed it on Monday, it feels very German.
You
Does
win
that make
enough.
sense?
You win enough, and you cheat enough. She eventually takes off all of her clothes, and she's just up there up until something happens. It also puts you in this weird bonus mode where it's all like, hey, you took the girl's clothes off. We're going to give you 10 free games of video poker. And for whatever reason, it gives you the most insane hands ever. Like, it gives you a bunch of aces and royal flushes and shit. Like the the randomization is really off in a way that they probably intended. Like, look at this hand it gave me. I bet I can get a fucking... Oh, well, whatever.
Well, whatever.
Nevertheless, Alex knows what the end game of this looks like.
She's just sitting there nude like, hey, what up?
But I just wanted to show you that it wasn't just Nichibutsu. It wasn't just erotic computer game makers. Everyone wanted a piece of that nudie poker subgenre for a while.
I guess so.
Are we ready to actually move on to console games? I think
we?
we're ready to move on to console games. That's it. That's it for Take-On.
Take-On is they took on more than they could chew, or they were going to take on more. And listen, I'm blowing in the weeds here. What we got?
The year is 1986. The Famicom is doing gangbusters. Came out in Japan in 1983. Nintendo could not keep them stocked. They kept selling systems. They kept selling games. Eventually, third parties came aboard, including not Tecmo, but a company called Hudson. And they made a game called Star Force on behalf of Tecmo. Now let's see how loud this is. Very. Alright, how's that? So look at this. It's Star Force on your Famicom. And it looks pretty fucking good for 1986. This was still before the advent of the mapper chips, and there was still a whole bunch of Mapper Zero games of very limited complexity. Out of the gate came Hudson, with a whole bunch of original games, as well as ports of arcade games like Adventure Island, which was formerly Wonder Boy, and a straight-up port of Star Force.
Man, this is looking pretty good. So why they changed their name from Tech-On to Tecmo?
That I couldn't figure out. I just think they decided Tecmo sounded better. I don't think there's any massive conspiracy or anything. Maybe there is. Alright, do you think I can get the big bonus on this one?
No.
Not even close. Not even close. Oh, it's because they turned gay. Alright.
Okay.
I didn't see that on Wikipedia, but I'm going to assume that was the
yes.
case. Well, Tecmo saw this. They saw Hudson port and release their game and get a whole lot of money based on, first of all, it being an okay game, but mostly because it was one of the first third-party games out for the Famicom. People wanted game after game after game for this thing, and they could not be sated. The faster you release games for this system, the better. And thus Tecmo jumped aboard with the quickness. After 1985 Star Force, they were like, give us our IPs back. We're going to make our own games for Famicom. Moreover, we're going to make them a little bit better.
Hey, we're here. It's Mighty Bomb Jack time. How much have I been talking about Mighty Bomb Jack, folks? Folks, have you heard of him? Mighty Bomb Jack? Look at him. Look at his little sprite. Look at him. He's got a little cape. He's got 2 buttons on. He looks amazing. It's Bomb Jack.
You like him?
Yeah, I do.
I like this
There
little guy.
he goes. I like Mighty Bomb Jack a lot. It's really cute. I love the way he just floats in.
That's what he do. He just floats on in.
Mm-hmm.
So this has very similar controls to the original arcade Bomb Jack, but what's this scrolling shit? It's not single screen anymore. You're scrolling to the right. Like some kind of Mario Brother.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it was influenced by Mario Brothers?
Possibly. Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers was what, 85? And this came out in Japan in 86?
Yeah, I could see some,
So they would have been aware of the development of Mario at the very least.
This was the first NES game you played? Wonderful. I'm glad this was... My first one was... Oh gosh, was it Tetris? Maybe.
That's a good one too. There's a lot to go over about this game. Believe it or not, it's actually incredibly complex.
It is! That's why I love it! It's so complex!
This game, did you know this has 4 different endings? Depending on the stuff you do in the final levels, you can get various goodnesses of endings. Like, you can just basically finish and they're all like, great job, Jack, but you suck, you didn't save anyone, and the world is going into ruin.
That's no good.
And then the best one is all like, you saved the whole royal family, and you found your brother or something, who was secretly a prince? I don't know.
Oh, shit! I didn't know Bomb Jack had a brother.
Something like that.
Maybe they're estranged.
Could be. And just like the arcade game, it has bonus levels at the end of each level, which is literally just levels from Bomb Jack. You gotta collect all the bombs. So if you didn't know about Bomb Jack before, maybe Mighty Bomb Jack makes a little more sense now in context. They just took a popular arcade game and complexified it up. That's an industry term.
Yeah, this is the way more complex version, huh?
It has secrets, it has spots where you can jump and reveal hidden items. It even has hidden warps. Let's see if we can show you how to get one of those. We're gonna skip this level.
Okay.
A lot of vertical platforming too, which was kind of novel at the time. Weak Bomb Gary, that's his brother, yeah. Now the other secret is this: if you leave the first lit bomb lit and don't collect it and save it for last, something cool happens.
Okay, I'm excited. Okay. Okay, what's gonna happen?
Am I going to mention that room? I don't know. We'll see. Look at this, you skip to the bonus room of the next level. You don't gotta do the next level at all.
Oh, hey! That's nice.
There's some limits to this, but this is how Arno eventually approached the game on one of the Game Center CX specials. You gotta use the warp, but if at any point you die, you go back to before you warped. It's dangerous. Real dangerous game, this is.
I was gonna say, so that would put you back at level 1. No. Average Bomb Jeff, yes.
Average Bomb Jeff. There's another thing people remember about this game that they've mentioned in chat already. Let's see if I can make this happen. You have what are called Mighty Coins, which if you use, they make you invincible and give you other power-ups and stuff. But you can't ever have more than 10 of them. And instead of the game just being like putting a hard limit of the number 9 on the counter, if you get 10, the game actively punishes you.
That is such a funny way to go around a hardware limitation.
Yeah.
Punishing people who get close to it.
I mean, you could have just set the number at 9 and made it so we couldn't get more.
No, it's your problem now.
You're gonna be an asshole about it. Man, there's not many Mighty Coins in this level. That was a quick escape.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I don't think we're gonna see it. So what happens is the game cuts to a screen that says, "You are greedy, go to torture room." And it goes to a room where you literally have to jump 50 times before you can leave. At which point it starts the level over and deletes all the Mighty Coins you've collected.
So if you disable the torture room in Game Genie, the counter just keeps glitching after 9.
The game doesn't like that, I guess. So what's the takeaway here? Well, Tecmo started off making some pretty simple arcade games that were based on a lot of designs that were popular at the time. And then when they brought those games to Famicom and NES, they expanded them, often making them incredibly different in the process, like turning Bomb Jack into a platformer. And that was the formula they were about to follow for the next several years. And now you know where Bomb Jack came from.
Now I know.
You saw this guy on shelves claiming he's Mighty Bomb Jack. You're all like, I don't know you. How can I know you're mighty or not? Go fuck yourself, you might have said.
I would hope you would be kinder to Mighty Bomb Jack than telling, well,
I hope you take it back now.
Okay.
Mighty Bomb Jack, you don't need to go fuck yourself. You're pretty cool.
You're fine, Mr. Jack.
Mr. Jack. What else did they make in 86? Well, how about a Super Star Force?
A Super Star Force?
Mm-hmm. This is a Tecmo original, not based on an arcade game. A sequel to Star Force, believe it or not. Did that say duh 1910 or 2010?
Sure.
We're in the 2010s.
In the 2010s, the problem happened.
How do you make a shoot 'em up more complex? Well, I don't know, but they certainly tried. This is a shoot 'em up where you travel between different time zones, believe it or not. At the end of each level segment, you can go into different eras and do various things. I think there's certain bosses you have to kill before you can get to later levels, or certain weapons you have to collect, but essentially this is oh, we can do this. Let's go to 2010.
Doing it.
This is a non-linear shmup, if you can believe it. They went and did it. Way back in 1986, they were all like, non-linear shmup? Sure, let's do it. I thought I was overambitious. These guys, they're just pushing it out there. You barely know what a shmup is. Let's make it non-linear.
Honestly, I respect them for it.
I gotta respect them, yeah. I don't want to go back to 2010. You can't make me go back to 2010.
No, you can't. That 2010.
To 2010. You get the point, though. Also out that year was Solomon's Key, which came out in 86 in Japan and 87 in the States.
Ooh, 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 it's Solomon's Key, everybody.
Ooh, ooh!
Are you not excited about Solomon's Key?
I'm a little excited.
Okay, good. This is a good game.
Yeah, this is also an arcade game. We'll see that in just a minute. But I'm willing to bet most people know Solomon's Key from the NES version. Seeing as how it was one of the very early games for NES and Famicom, so a lot of people played it. Also one of the early games for the Wii Virtual Console. I remember a lot of people buying this just because it was one of the few games available. At which point they were all like, holy shit, Solomon's Key kicks ass.
I am glad everyone finally learned that Solomon's Key does kick ass, because it does.
Oh, and it's on Nintendo Switch Online now.
Oh,
so
hell yeah.
That's a good way to check it out, too.
Everybody check out Solomon's Key. The real one in the video game.
Later on, we're going to see a sequel to this. They also made a game called Solomon's Club for Game Boy. There was a couple of early Tecmo ports to Game Boy. I think that's just a port of this. Who's a member of Solomon's Club? Do you have to pay membership dues?
It's like Mensa. It's a scam. Sorry.
Freaking Mensa.
I need to stop mentioning Mensa. I don't think people even know or care about it anymore.
Do they still exist? Can we get a sponsorship? If we promote Mensa, will they give me a free membership and I can say that I'm a Mensa member?
Do people still brag about being members of Mensa?
I would.
Okay.
That's something to put on the old resume. So this is a pretty complex game. You can build and destroy blocks, essentially putting together the level as you play it. Well, how do I deal with this? I think I have an idea. Check this out. He didn't fall!
He didn't fall, sorry.
My brilliant plan! Anyway, there's a lot of levels of this. Very challenging game if you ever want to play it. I recommend it. Solomon's Key for NES. Look how good I am at video games. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to pause the video game, and we're going to go back to the arcade.
And we're going to join Mensa.
And we're going to join Mensa. Back to arcades because Tecon is now Tecmo, and they're about to cut loose. I think that was from a press release. We're about to cut loose, they said. Here is 1986, and why don't we see the game we just saw, but the arcade version? What if we did that?
I think that would be good.
Do you?
No.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Well,
I
thank
love
you for your
Solomon's
honesty.
Key. Yeah, I know. Stream over.
I can't really imagine this as an arcade game as the thing. It's too puzzly, but I guess they did it. Look at this.
Graphical upgrade. Okay. I like
Starts
the
on
dragon.
a different level, too.
I like the dragons holding orbs. That's something all dragons should do.
Get the fuck out.
That's pretty good.
Music and sound upgrade. But really, deep down, this is the exact same game. It's pretty easy to port over this kind of simple gameplay, but still, the fact that you could have an equivalent complexity game on NES and arcades was a pretty big deal, I think. You know, I bet if you got really good at this, you could play this arcade version like for a really long fucking time. Arcade owners would hate you.
Is this really just the NES version, but just upgraded?
Mm-hmm. It's got a bunch of the same levels. The order is shuffled around a little bit, and I think there's probably some tougher levels in here. But this was one of the games where if you mastered the home version, you could take it to the arcade and make the arcade owners mad because you would play it for 4 hours at a time. This level here is the exact same as it was on NES. You could consider this a load runner, like, yeah.
Yeah.
You can see the mouse cursor! Fuck! I didn't think you could see that. Well, thank you for telling me. And we know this level. This is the level I can't beat, so I'm not gonna try. Plus, we got more Tecmo games.
Tecmo. What we got next, Danny? What's up?
Why don't we go back to the vertical mode
Okay.
just for a second,
All right.
so we can play a game called Teed Off.
Is this golf?
This is golf.
Tecmo, how could you?
They've done football. They've done the other football. Now they gotta do golf.
Okay, that's a really good logo. I take it back.
Recently, people dug into this ROM, and they found that a girl that appears during intermissions has nude sprites that can be enabled through cheating. Just thought you should know that.
Danny.
We're an educational stream. We gotta educate.
Oh my god, the New World version of this game was literally added to MAME earlier today.
Whoa, cool. Nice. Now, this game also uses a trackball, which in this this context is a bad thing. Because, like, fucking, you gotta... If you push the ball up, it just treats it as hitting the trackball as hard as humanly possible. Which is great for your drives, but if you try a follow-up shot, it just fucks off forever. You can go left, you can go right, you can bounce it off the side. But you have to enable a softer analog touch if you want to actually play this game. We're just too strong. We're breaking the cabinet. There she is.
I'm sorry, it's very funny the way you keep wrecking the cabinet.
Just slamming that trackball as hard as possible. Okay, hole 2. We're gonna get this one.
Okay, there you go.
Did you hear the theme of the rough?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. No. Nope, that's way the fuck out of there.
You're too strong.
I just... What if we did a draw? Nope. Oh!
Oh.
I rebounded!
No.
Shit. We must give up this hole. Teed Off would be pretty good if you could play it. Try playing the original arcade cabinet if possible. Or actually set up MAME so that analog controls work perfectly, which will only take you like 3 solid days of work. Not an exaggeration.
I was gonna say, is it worth it though for Teed Off?
I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. Oh, fuck. Let's move on.
Okay, please, next one.
Also in 86 was a little game that's called this. No one's ever said that before. A little game that's called this.
I mean, your Twitch is Casey Kasem.
A little game that's called this. Rygar, a.k.a. Argus no Senshi. Legendary warrior Rygar.
Ooh.
Ever seen the arcade version of this?
I want to say yes, I have, but this looks so sick.
This game fucking owns. I love arcade Rygar. Let's play it. Oh yeah, this is gonna be way too loud. Now, Alex, if you could, please read this intro for me.
Okay, here we go. 45 billion years have passed since Earth's creation. Many dominators have ruled in all their glory, but time was their greatest enemy and it now defeated their reigns, and now it...
Almost.
It's because I slowed down at the beginning. It's my fault. I love those little guys. I love the birds.
This game's full of a lot of little guys. Fuck.
Sorry, Rygar.
Let's reboot that. That was a button check. Okay, you want to try reading the intro again?
Okay. 45 billion years have passed since Earth's creation. Many dominators have ruled in all their glory, but time was their greatest enemy and it defeated their reign, and now a new dominator's reign begins.
Nice, you did it!
Holy cow, do I get an award?
Sure, you get the Rygar award.
Oh, nice! Didn't even know I was nominated.
So this here isn't much like anything else Tecmo
I got it
put
wrong.
out.
I said 45 instead of 4.5 million. I'm sorry. Rescind the award. Call the Guinness Book of World Records. I'm a sham.
Gamer Guinness is not going to have this. They have standards, damn it. This game, you're a dude with a disc armor, which is a big yo-yo on a chain. Some people say it's a pizza. I think you're both correct. This guy's got a lot of moves. He can bounce on enemies. He can do this thing, which is cool. And as you play the game and beat up dudes, you get power-ups that make you even more powerful. I think it's something like every 40 or 50 dudes, it gives you a power-up, so let's go ahead and just get one of those. I'm giving this a little bit of extra playtime because people don't give Arcade Rygar nearly enough respect these days. Nowadays, you ask people and they're all like, oh, NES version's great, the arcade version's a piece of crap. But I don't think that's the case at all. In fact, I kind of like this more.
I like that you do a little dance with the little thing there.
Yeah, what he's doing is he's grabbing these, what is that?
Urn?
An urn, some kind of torch with his body, and rotating past it. This is something that was featured in some Bruce Lee movie or another, and they ripped it off.
Oh, okay.
This game is surprisingly deep with all the different power-ups you get, and the fact that you can die bullshit ways like that. Nowadays, since most people are familiar with the NES version, you can probably see it's way different. They just took the basic premise, the character designs, the pizza on a string.
I love the pizza on a string, by the way.
And they turned it into something completely different. And we'll see in just a minute.
Oh, it's a Shaolin thing. To leave the Shaolin monastery for final graduation, you had to lift a cauldron. Okay.
Oh, okay. And it's in a Bruce Lee movie.
Yeah.
God, what a kick-ass game
Okay,
this
we've got
is.
Arcade Rygar respecters in chat.
Nice. You're in good company. I'm not too good at this. I can only get up to around 12 or so on one credit. There's like fucking, 27 levels in all? It's also one of those games that cuts off continues on the last level, so be aware of that. But there's just a real satisfying sense of progression in this game, because as you beat up dudes, you get more powerful. These end-of-level bonuses start to stack up and give you more extra lives. It's good game.
It is good game.
Part of me wishes that platformers kind of evolved from this instead of Super Mario Brothers. Like, can you imagine? Like, instead of a bunch of mascot platformers, we got a whole bunch of games about barbarian dudes with pizzas on a string.
Yeah, why didn't we get that? I mean, there was a little bit of a barbarian craze in the 80s, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah,
it wasn't enough.
Not to the extent that anyone wanted, I'm sure. We could all use more barbarians. Secret bonus. Not going to tell you how to get that. You'll have to buy my VHS tape. The Rygar Spectre. But seriously, give Arcade Rygar a shot.
Yeah.
You may like it. It's on the Arcade Archive series on Switch and PS4 and whatnot. I just killed a freaking rhino with my pizza. Do I get the one up? Got the lucky one up. Oh, this would be a good run if I wasn't doing a showcase stream. But instead, we're going to have to flush this credit.
Sorry, honey.
Stay tuned for more Rygar runs on the Sarduce channel, probably. Fuck, I just want to play this now. No, I got it.
We got games. You gotta get out of gamer mode and just streamer mode.
Yeah, BBH knows the secret. Watch his stream to figure that out. That is the 86 games from Tecmo in the arcade. Why don't we move back to console? We just need to do this, and this, and then do this. And look, we're back.
Hey!
A dinosaur story.
What's next, Danny?
Fuck off, Danny. What's next?
That. Yeah.
The year is 87, and oh, look at this.
Well, I'll be darned. It's little Rygar.
Little Rygar. Looking a little bit squished down for the NES. Still fighting big roly dudes and weird turtle creatures. There's a sun in the background. But the structure could not be more different. I actually went on GameFAQs to see how they described this game, and they described it as an open-world adventure.
What? Do you think it is?
I think it is, actually. That's not something that would have even been a concept even 20 years after this game was made, but looking back, I'd say that's about the closest description. This is a big, wide-open world where you collect items in order to progress and go to new places. It's a Rygarvania. Now, who played this back in the day? I played it, and I thought it was kind of awesome. Mostly because it's a game you can't really lose and go back to the beginning, which I appreciated as a kid.
Oh, that's nice.
If you die, you just lose a little bit of progress. But on the other hand, it's this really long adventure, and there's no passwords or saves, which a lot of people may have found issue with.
I have issue with it.
Yeah, that was an oversight on their part. Also, for 87? Are you going to get an adventure on this scale in 1987?
No, you're not.
Like, the closest would be like, what, Simon's Quest or something? Which is kind of like that. Yeah, Simon's Quest.
Look at this guy. Did Simon have a pizza on a string? No. He can eat it.
I wish you could eat your pizza on a string for sustenance. that would be a cool bit of strategy. Like, now you gotta beat up the enemies with your fists and feet, but you did get to eat a delicious pizza.
You used to pay $1 an hour to play this in the back room of the local hobby shop. Beautiful.
Wow, cool. Yeah, this came out on PlayChoice 10 as well. So you may have seen Arcade Rygar and NES Rygar in arcades next to each other. The music in this game is great. There's also the Japanese version, Argus no Senshi, which has a completely different soundtrack for some reason. A different and much worse one, in my opinion. I think they improved it for the US. I don't think I'm going to get very far in this game in however many minutes I'm going to play it, but suffice to say it's good, and it was pretty influential in its time. It got coverage all over the place. Everyone wanted to play Rygar. Rygar Halloween costumes were in vogue.
Mm-hmm. Everyone on the playground at school was like, Rygar, Rygar.
Me, I wanted to dress up as the big naked dude.
That's pretty cool. Why is he so much bigger than Rygar?
I don't know.
He's macro. He's big.
He has many twins, too. All across the world, there's all these naked old men who give you help. And depending on the palette, he actually does look naked sometimes. Here you can see that he actually has pink pants on. But in some emulators, it just looks like he's a big naked dude, so that's cool.
I wish he appeared nude. I don't think it's fair that he's clothed here.
Meanwhile, exclusively in Japan, did y'all ever get a game? We didn't get this one. Chupari Ozumo. It's a sumo game.
Oh, okay. Thought it was a hugging game.
Yeah, it's a hugging sim. And this game does for sumo what Tecmo Bowl did for football. Which is to say, oh, look at him, there he is! There's Tecmo's mascot! Which is to say that it's a very basic simulation, but it's also very fun. Got his ass.
Nice. Oh, you're so happy.
Oh, you can get this on Switch Online if you have a Japanese account. This one's been re-released a few times. They put it on mobile phones. Every so often it's in a collection. So some people remember this fondly. Poof.
I was gonna say thank you, Poof, for the 44-month resub. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Come on. You can do super moves and throw dudes out of the ring. Let's see if we can make one of those happen. Kapow! There's like really dramatic ones too, where you throw the dude up and he lands on his face. I like the announcers. Hugging Simulator 1000.
I like this a lot.
He's purifying the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's purifying or depurifying the ring if you let a rabbit officiate?
I think I don't know enough about rabbits. Nope. Yeah. Get his ass.
Your ass is gonna be got. Fuck!
Your ass got, honey. Your ass got.
My ass got. I hate when my ass got. But there's a lot of this. There's a lot of sumo in this game, and I'd recommend trying this out because it's pretty fun. Even the Japanese exclusive Tecmo games, they weren't just left in Japan because they were bad. They were just like, how are you going to market a sumo game in the US? Cool. What a good game. I'm a fan.
That's cool.
Let's, oh, we're eating.
Oh.
Eating break. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. We're gonna swap back to arcades for the year 1987. See if I can pull this off as seamlessly as possible.
Okay, we're back in the arcade. I got my quarters, my tokens. I'm ready to play. And I'm ready to play whatever Tecmo has in store for me because I'm at the Tecmo arcade. I'll Tecmo all the time.
My boy wants to Tecmo all the time.
I mean, it's
Tecmo
true.
All the time. Tecmo
I do.
all the time. That's not what I wanted. Hang on.
Hold on, don't look. That's what Danny wanted.
There it is.
Okay.
Gemini Wing. Not too familiar with this one. Anyone play this? This never got a home port as far as I know. But it is a video game. And it's got that
There's
dang
that
rabbit.
I like that rabbit.
He's taking all the credit for these games from now on.
I did all the work.
I made this.
I'm Jack the Rabbit. Actually, what is his name? Let's just say it's Take-On. I'm Take-On the Rabbit, and I did all the programming myself. I had to work 20,000 hours of crunch for Gemini Wings. You better like it.
That's very sad, Tecmo Rabbit.
I lost my wife and children.
Wow.
But it was worth it.
No wonder the music has an elegant
For Gemini Wings.
Alex with the lore. The shoot 'em up where you collect.
Tecmo Rabbit was not arrested and rearrested for insider trading. Take that back.
Just gonna go back for a little bit more insider trading. Hope nobody minds.
How come we never get arrested for insider trading?
I'm glad. That's a good thing. Alex, what do you have to tell me? Who you been insider trading with?
Not Tails the Fox, I'll tell you that.
But it's that German guy. He's always been a bad influence.
Germa, if you want to do insider trading with me, I could use the money. I really could.
Germa, balls in your court. Your lawyer's probably going to advise you not to answer it, and that's a good call.
Your lawyer is going to tell you to ignore the ball in your court, to walk away from the ball, and state that you've never seen the ball in your life.
Cinco Play, thank you for the gift sub.
Hey, thank you.
Enjoy your emotes. This game's got weird designs. I like it. All the enemies look like weird space bugs. Shame they never ported this. But I guess it was kind of a tough market for home console shoot-em-ups at the time. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe I'm talking out of my ass. Maybe making games is really easy, actually.
It's totally easy. It's anybody can do it. That's why the rabbit did it, you know?
Even a rabbit can make a game. What's this boss gonna look like, you think?
I'm hoping fish.
Fish?
Fish shape. Is there a boss? There's a bitrate killer, but is it?
I think I have to fight the waterfall. Looks like a fish. Oh my
Oh
god,
my
it's a
God.
giant walrus!
I mean, I was right that it was marine based. It's water based.
It's based alright.
This is cool.
Oh my god!
Well,
They killed the shit out of me.
rip Danny.
I'm gonna have to go back to that one. Gemini Wing's kind of fun. Damn, Tecmo. You got a real style going on. Okay, now for the real pain in the ass game to capture. Tell me if you've heard of this name before. Jesus.
It's so
It's so fucking big, dude.
It's huge. Do you have a okay, good. You have one specially just for Tecmo Bowl. Okay.
They went all out for this one. Tecmo, they saw their earlier success with their American football game, and they were like, we're going to amp this up. We're also going to do something really weird with the cabinet, just like we did with the first game. Only instead of being a cocktail cabinet, this is a 2-monitor cabinet, which was huge at the time. I say this as I saw this machine as a tiny child, so maybe it was bigger to me. But it's still pretty darn big. Other big thing is that it was 4-player. And you could play as Larry. Look at that cursed Larry! Larry signs his name really fancily.
Larry!
It's also one of those games that where you pay for time, which I hate.
I think that's bullshit.
But apparently some people wanted to play this game. Not from what I saw, because I only saw this game several years after it was new in the arcades, and nobody was ever playing Arcade Tecmo Bowl. I could imagine at the time this would have made a splash, though. Big sprites, big screen.
I was gonna say, this looks like it'd be an expensive cabinet.
I assume it was very expensive, yeah. Interception! Get fucked!
Sorry, honey.
This is my stream! Who do you think you are? Jesus. This is a debacle.
You can't use the trackball trick here. Sorry, sweetie.
Yeah, this game used joysticks, so no trackball trickery here. Who has the ball? I kind of lost track. Also, you only have one button and it's a jump, which is kind of funny. Otherwise, to break tackles, you gotta... Yeah, I intercepted! How's it taste? To break the tackles, you gotta jump rapidly and wiggle the joystick, which is very painful, actually. Toss it! Oh, what a toss! What a catch!
Go, go, go!
This is just American football. This is how it is. This dude's jumping up in the air and twisting. They call it the jump and twist.
I heard that Chubby Checker invented that.
Come on, baby. Let's jump and twist. Oh, all the characters have names up there. We have a Bob, we have an Eric. How dare you?
They're all just kind of like...
There's just a big mass of mankind.
Yeah, massive men in the center.
Just a pile of bodies. Which I suppose is accurate. Good catch, idiot. I think this game would be better if I could run at 200 miles an hour and hit a guy in his own end zone before he knows what's happening.
Agree.
I think they should consider that for the next game. But if you only know Tecmo Bowl from the NES, there was an arcade version, and it's incredibly weird and fucked up. And now you know. Let's see if we can hold him on fourth. Come on, Larry. We got him.
Nice.
We took Larry down. Or rather, Larry was the one who saved the day. Good job, Larry.
Good job, Larry.
Watch this shit. Watch
Okay.
this shit. Watch this shit. Pwah! What a catch!
Go, 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 go! Go! Spin and jump! Spin and jump like a silly little man!
Spin to win. I want to get a touchdown.
Okay.
Come on, you better catch this. Yeah! Oh my god, there's so many dudes. Can I make it?
Can you? Go, 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 go!
Jesus
No!
Christ.
So close!
Let's try and run it in.
Okay.
Oh, man. We're gonna pass it in.
Okay.
I'm never gonna see it coming. That's Tecmo Bowl.
That's That's fine.
Tecmo Bowl. That's a very good video game that I just won by 50,000 points. Good job, me.
Mm-hmm. Danny won.
Fuck. Let's go back to the NES, where I'm more in control of what's going on. Can you believe that shit?
It's fine. It's normal.
It's my stream. They did that to me on my stream. Unfucking believable.
It's fine.
Back to NES. The year? That's not the right controller. I'm juggling like 3 controllers here.
Danny is. I feel for Danny.
The year is 1988. So why don't we play some Captain Tsubasa?
Same person who worked on Pokemon Mystery Dungeon from earlier, too. I was asked to mention that by a chat member, so I wanted to make sure I clarified.
This is based on a manga and later anime. Very distinctive faces. You see the faces in this and you're like, oh yeah, that's a Captain Tsubasa, alright. Captain Tsubasa. It's a soccer game based on an anime. There's no hope of that ever coming out in the US, right? Well, several years later it did.
He was born to play soccer.
This is not 88, this is like 90 or 91 or something. It's his entire life.
entire life. His name is Robin Field.
That's
I'm
Captain.
sorry.
That's Captain Tsubasa.
They whited him up.
They did.
He couldn't be whiter looking. His chin, his
I think
hair.
they worked a little bit too hard to make this suited for American audiences.
Call him Mr. John Smith of 123 Main Street.
Wow, 92. So this was several years after Captain Tsubasa. Let's play it. We're seeing so many sports games today.
And Clip It, you're right. Captain Tsubasa was extremely popular in Europe. I know it was popular in Mexico and Central and South America.
It's brought to you by
Not in
Tecmo.
the US, though.
Razors versus Gyms. Now, we've seen several sports games from Tecmo at this point. We've seen side view games. We've seen overhead view cocktail games.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen all sorts of different presentations on many well-known sports. But you're never going to believe what this game looks like. I think our strategy should be winning the game.
Wow, great insight from Robin, as always. Razoo!
Kickoff now. Kevin got the ball. Do we go upfield or
Your
downfield?
guts are going down. Hurry! Your guts!
Oh, we're surrounded by 3 dudes. What should we do? I think we should probably pass
Yeah.
to to Brooke. I think we're going downfield.
So a turn-based soccer game, huh?
Yeah, they turned it into a turn-based thing, like a dang RPG. You wouldn't think that this would work really well, but it really does. Captain Tsubasa became a very popular series for a reason. Because even though there's no direct action in this, the way it's presented is just, like, thrilling. Like, look at this.
It's so intense.
There's an energy to it. I'm gonna try to go upfield again. Surrounded by more dudes. I think we can dribble around them. Felix's great move. No, Felix!
Felix, no.
Felix was just trying to get by.
Thank you, Laser Belt. 46-month resub. This is Fantasy Football Star. That's a good one. Thank you.
Thank you. This is not something I would have expected from Tecmo. I would have expected something more traditional, where you control the guy and you throw the ball down the field. But apparently in soccer, you don't even use your hands. Let's try and pass this upfield. To you.
Alvin!
James barely got it. James has passed. That's quick.
Cuts the ball.
So not only do they have these cinema scenes, but it has ongoing commentary. Oh, we have to decide what to do. Should we punch or should we catch?
Catch.
Oh, sorry, I punched. I should have catched!
Should have catched!
I should have catched. So while this game didn't catch on here in the States, and this is the only Tecmo Cup soccer game we got in this particular presentation style, there were so many sequels in Japan. In fact, one of them was included on the Mega Drive Mini 2 because it came out for the Mega CD in Japan. It's got a damn Mega CD entry. So you know it's gotta be good.
A Mega CD game, huh?
Yeah.
Huh.
I think this is just one dude. We can dribble past him.
Yeah, he's fine.
Is it time to shoot? I say we shoot.
We shoot.
Oh.
Ball's loose.
It's high. Come here, you little shit.
Get it? Yes, David!
David got the ball. Let's go, David. Shoot that shit. Oh!
Yes! Yes! Danny got goal! David got goal!
We got goal. Good news, everyone. We got goal.
We got goal.
What a good game this is. I can see why people like it. You know what else people like, though?
Oh, wow. Folks?
I've somehow avoided mentioning this game up to this point, and that's because this was pretty much a turning point for Tecmo. They released this in Japan in 1988 as Ninja Ryukenden. Then they brought it over here the next year as Ninja Gaiden. If you know what Gaiden means, it means side story, but that doesn't really apply. They just picked a random Japanese word. Oh, we'll see Arcade Ninja Gaiden in just a second, because those two came out the exact same year, believe it or not. They just had this great idea for a ninja game, and they handed it to two different teams. They said, you, make a side-scroller for NES, and you, make a fucked-up brawler for arcades.
I love how cinematic a lot of these Tecmo games are.
Yeah, you can see that carry over from Captain Tsubasa, which also had a cinematic presentation. They decided to apply that to an action game. And that's what most people remember about Ninja Gaiden, other than it being incredibly hard, impossible even.
I will welcome to the Gay Ninja Den.
Ninja Gaiden. Gotta go to America and see an archaeologist about a sword. He will get his revenge. This was pretty novel at the time. You started up Ghosts and Goblins, you started up Castlevania, you didn't see anything like this. You saw a dude walk up to a castle, if that. But here you get entire cinema scenes with dialogue and, like, cinematic cutaways and everything.
God, I love the way the ninjas explode in this game.
Yeah, it's good. Alex, I have a gamer confession.
Yes, sweetie.
I don't like Ninja Gaiden 1 very much.
Well,
a lot
that's
of people...
that's a pretty hard gamer confession.
A lot of people love it. A lot of people, it's in their top 10. Maybe some people think it's their favorite NES game, but... just something about it I never really caught on to. You need insane reflexes for this game, for one thing. To become a speedrunner at this, you basically have to injure yourself mashing, which I don't like. Some people do, though. See that speed boost that fucked up at the end? I'm also bitter because as a kid I got to the very end, and when I lost to the boss, it sent you back to the beginning of the level, and I got gamer mad, and I vowed to never play it again, unless I streamed it. I was like, I will get my revenge.
Your gamer revenge. Sick, nice. See, I can't even get this far, I don't think.
I can get to stage 5, but man, stage 6 is bullshit. Just freaking enemies popping out everywhere, there's birds on your ass. Maybe I should get into this. Maybe I should make myself like Ninja Gaiden.
You have to.
Who's there? Huh, just a girl. Get out of here.
Fucking rude.
Yeah, sure, but
Okay.
first...
Sick.
Next time you think of telling a girl to get out of here because she's just a girl, consider she might have a gun.
Ow.
Ouchies.
Oof, ow, I got hit by a gun.
And so starts this journey of intrigue. There's all kinds of twists and turns, but in the end you're just running to the right, getting hit by birds. this statue. No time for questions. We gotta go. This was a big deal. It spun off into its own series, became incredibly popular, and pretty much funded all of Tecmo's development for years to come, as far as I know. So, good job, Ninja Gaiden. You did good.
Good job, Ninja Gaiden.
But you know who did a bad job? Arcade Ninja Gaiden. Let's see what that was like. $1988. Ninja Ryukenden for Famicom. And unfortunately, Ninja Gaiden for arcades. This one.
There you go. Sure you don't want to play the Tiger LCD version?
That is on there, isn't there?
Yeah, it's right there. It's tempting, isn't it?
Oh man, it's right there.
It is. No. You gotta stay on track.
Yeah, we gotta stay on track. I can't be distracted. There's too many games being held in the balance. So you've played Ninja Gaiden on NES, but have you played it in arcades? It looks pretty good.
I have not played it in arcades.
I think you should. I think this game kicks ass in some ways, and in other ways it definitely doesn't. Oh, I still have the wide. Hang on. No, actually, it's fine.
Yeah. They put too much detail on him.
Yeah, he's 16-bit now.
He looks wrinkly.
But he's muscular. Take that, Jason.
Well, Jason died. Oh shit, he really died.
Mm-hmm.
Nice ass.
That is a nice ass. Yeah, he's really posing for it, too.
He is. There's Tecmo Rabbit. Ninja in USA.
Oh, what a game this is. So it's an auto-scroller in that you're constantly walking forward, even if you're not holding the joystick. That feels kind of strange. And the actual combat feels very floaty. You need to start a combo on these guys and finish it to land damage. Just the way you take damage and deal it just feels very counter to how beat-em-ups would later work. It's got some good things, though. It's got a good soundtrack.
Yeah, you're so pokey. You're a very kind of meaty-looking ninja, like...
Yeah, like we're outsized for this world. We're too muscular for it. We were just out to get some ice cream. I gotta admit, this game is still...
it says caca.
This game is still pretty cool. Where does it say? It does say caca. Coca-Cola.
Don't drink that.
No, don't drink that. This game's also really hard to 1cc. It apparently has issues with the time limit. Because to play the game safely, you need to take your time. But also, you can't do that. So what the fuck, Tecmo? You can't have it both ways. I like the flyers for Top Gun. They just say Top Gun.
Top Gun. You want to watch it or not?
Yeah, sure. Take that
popcorn
popcorn
man, the popcorn cart! Oh, it's someone's livelihood. How are they going to sell popcorn now?
Alex, they can make more popcorn.
They can make more popcorn. Look at that shattered cart! The wheels! The wheels are just much. There's glass everywhere.
Well, that's my credit.
Uh-oh.
And now it's time for the thing that everyone remembers about the game.
No, I don't remember this. No.
Ooh.
Okay, I like that. I thought it was gonna, like, show blood.
That's a good way to get you to put in another quarter. Oh yeah, winners don't use drugs.
Got it.
You can chainsaw all the ninjas you want, but don't do drugs. Just don't. That one, surprisingly, much less beloved than the NES version. It got a port to the Atari Lynx of all things. But when you talk about Ninja Gaiden, most people don't they don't talk about the arcade game.
Really?
Believe it or not. Let's play another arcade game from 1988.
Okay.
I had never heard of this one before until I started to research this stream. This is called Backfire.
It says bootleg.
Yeah, I think the bootleg version is the only version that works in MAME.
Oh, that's a shame.
Might have copy protection. Anyone know about this? This is very similar to another game they did that we're going to see in a second called Silkworm.
Oh, I'm here, the Tecmo Rabbit. I made this too.
Tecmo Rabbit, what can you tell me about this game? How was the dev cycle?
Let's not talk about that.
Okay.
I lost my second wife that way.
Jesus Christ.
But I think it was worth it for a great video game.
Here's the screen. Thank you.
Making that gate move took 12 weeks.
This is a weird shoot 'em up where you have like a forward momentum you want to keep going. Your speed is represented by the little fire at the bottom of the screen. And like you can even back up. You can go in reverse. But most of the time you want to be going forwards. And the game does have a good sense of speed. It just plays really strangely. What can anyone tell me about Backfire? I have a feeling this was repurposed and made into Silkworm because it shares a lot of the same graphics.
Not a lot of folks have heard of this one.
Yeah, maybe this got a limited release or was a prototype or something. Maybe they just scrapped it. Decided this Backfire thing is not working.
That's a shame. This is good. Or at least it looks good.
You might have said it backfired. Yeah, it's fun. I like the sense of speed. You can go real fast. There's all the twisty ships. I love the twisty ships. Jesus Christ, that's so many ships.
I was gonna say you're killing a lot of diamonds.
Oh.
Sorry, honey.
Tried to dodge him. Now let's see the other game that used this framework. A Silkworm.
This one I have heard of. The creature and the game.
The creature. Wow, that's a lot of letters. This one got ported to NES. I think it was due to be published by Tecmo, but got scooped up by another company. Forgot which one, though. Here in arcades, though, this is a Tecmo original. Notable because depending on which side you play as either the helicopter or the Jeep. Player 1 is the helicopter. Let's put a Jeep in there, too. There, we can have a Jeep.
Okay, there you go. Oh, I love them! They're just hanging out.
The Jeep can jump, and it has, you can actually aim your fire, but I think people prefer the helicopter. Jesus Christ, that's bad. Play some more.
People saying Sammy? Okay.
Sammy, okay, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's who picked it up. So many people probably know this is a Sammy game, but nope, this is Tecmo. I would have liked to have seen a real Tecmo-fied version of this with like cinematic cutscenes and maybe some like an American football subplot.
You just want the American football.
I do. I mess with what works though. The football games made them so much money. They should have put football in all their games. Like at the end of Ninja Gaiden, he should have been avenging his football.
In this game, you should be shooting footballs.
Right. See,
like literally, your weapon should be footballs.
Nobody thinks like I do. They're just afraid of success, I guess.
Oh, this game got a Amiga port as well.
Oh yeah, this is another one of those games that was popular overseas because of the microcomputer ports. Silkworm. In fact, a later game called Swiv, which was popular on Amiga and some other platforms. You know what Swiv stands for?
Silkworm is very good.
Close. Silkworm and Vertical, because
oh, okay,
it was just a vertical version of Silkworm, or Swiv. That was 1988 in arcades. You're starting to notice something's going on here. They're starting to release fewer and fewer arcade games and more NES games. The year we've moved on to 1989. Did we do 1988 on NES? I think we did, right?
Yes.
Let me check. I gotta keep the chronology correct. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
You know what? Let's stick with arcade for now.
Okay.
1989 in arcades. Big year. Every year is a big year for arcades as far as I'm concerned.
You just love arcades.
I love them. So, why don't we play another game that ran on Ninja Gaiden hardware? And I think we've actually streamed it before, but I want to stream it again. A game by the name of Tecmo Night.
Oh, Tecmo Night!
You might remember this one.
Yeah, I know this.
Did you see how they spelled Sprite with a GH?
I missed that. That's good.
It's also known as Wild Fang.
Mm-hmm. Okay, those are all. That's what our Discord looks like.
Ultimo, thank you for the 250 bits.
Oh shoot! Thank you.
Oh, there's some violence here.
Oh, oof. Sorry.
They decided to go with the old blood and guts treatment for this one. We mentioned
love
before
that guy.
that barbarians were in vogue thanks to Conan and whatnot. Well, how about this game, which is very barbarian-esque in nature?
Sick music.
You see what's unusual about this game? The character you're controlling is not the giant. You're actually controlling the dude who's riding the giant.
Oh, it's Ratatouille style.
Yeah. So you make others do your bidding. You can also hit the transform button to ride a tiger. This game's pretty extreme for Tecmo.
It's pretty bloody.
It's got blood and guts. It's got a pretty extreme fantasy setting. You might even call this dark fantasy.
Is Game of Thrones dark fantasy?
Ugh, yes.
Okay.
But is Game of Thrones this cool? Does it have people riding giants and punching the heads off
No,
enemies?
it doesn't have people riding giants. That's the truth.
At the very least, I would say this plays better than Ninja Gaiden. It's more like a traditional beat-em-up. You're more in control of the crowds and whatnot. You can also jump on dudes' heads and just start pounding them, which I like.
Nice.
I think in arcades they were banking on either Ninja Gaiden or Tecmo Night being successful, and when neither was the case, I think they just moved to consoles. They're just like, fuck it.
That's sick. Wow. Yeah, I could see if this not being successful, then being like, well, screw you.
Yeah, that would piss me off. I'd be like, this is my magnum opus. Also known as my magnum opus. It's my magnum opus, I would say, busting into the office. And they'd be like, you're fired.
Alright, it's dork fantasy.
So check out this continue screen.
Damn.
Game over. No future.
No future! Oh, I remember this. Yes.
Why couldn't they port this to Famicom? I want to see how that got ported over. What would the continue screen look like on NES? Oh, there's butts on this screen.
It's fine.
Man, this game's got everything. What a cool game.
Tecmo Night.
That would be a cool shirt, the No Future guy. Game over. Also in '89, they've made a sequel to something. They actually went back and they wanted to make a sequel to a game they made before. It's a game by the name of this. Tecmo World Cup 90.
More soccer. More soccer.
Sub-lever mail order error.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
What? World.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see you, P.
That rabbit sees you, Pete.
He does. I wish I would see more of... Don't Alex me! I wish I could see more of that rabbit, though.
You only ever see him on the title screens and stuff. He's pretty well designed. They should have made a game about him.
Yeah, why didn't he get a platformer during the platformer heyday?
Missed opportunity, Tecmo. Some mistakes you can't go back in time and fix. So can I say it? This doesn't have a patch on the original game, as they would say across the pond. This is kind of your typical boring soccer sim presented from the side. Very slow. No analog trackball to make you super fast. I got a goal, though. I mean, it's okay. A lot of games were doing this thing at the time. Taito had a whole bunch of games in the Hat Trick Hero series, which was basically this. There was Super Sidekicks on Neo Geo. But this isn't Tecmo. This isn't them trying something weird and different and ending up with something completely unexpected and cool. This is just a soccer game. That's just my criticism, though. I've long been known as a soccer critic.
Danny, famed soccer hater.
Like, you, kick that ball better. I could play soccer better than you, I would say, as a soccer critic, but I'm not going to.
Are you a soccer critic?
Yeah. I've been known to complain about footy games. That's basically what a critic does.
They complain about footy games?
I'm a big complainer in the online space.
Hey!
See, that's what complaining gets you. Takes you to the top. Well, that's soccer. Good to know that Tecmo isn't infallible. Not all their games are going to be completely brilliant and original. Sometimes they're just going to follow the crowd. But on NES, things may have been a little different. Let's go back there. Let's travel back.
All right, we're leaving the arcade. We're heading home.
Had enough of these bullshit soccer games. I'm going to go home and play my Famicom. The year is 1989, and oh my god, things are about to explode for Tecmo. So they started with a game called Gekito Stadium in Japan, which looks like this. Oh, this has baseball music for sure. And it looks like this. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. There's that Tecmo presentation.
That's what I'm talking about.
And it's Family Stadium.
Except Family Stadium.
Except the umpires are rabbits. See, he actually does appear in this game. And in this Japanese version, he even talks.
Oh, he did say out.
Strike. No. No! Fuck this game. Then they brought it to the States. As Bad News Baseball.
Why is it Bad News Baseball? Is it based on the Bad News Bears?
Nope.
Oh.
You can't copyright the phrase bad news.
I mean, that is true.
Oh man, we got Steven, Fred, and Rocky on our team? Holy shit.
Is there still a Bad News Bears fandom? Danny is giving me the coldest shoulder I've ever...
I don't know the answer. I don't have an answer for you. So I showed you both versions just to show you that they did have a baseball game in Japan that they decided to localize and release. It follows, like I said, the Famisto formula. Way back when, Namco made a game called Family Stadium Baseball in 1986, and they made a new one every single year, every year afterward. Very popular and profitable series for them. But what Tecmo did is they took a Famista-like and released it in the States, but apparently decided that wasn't enough because they released a second baseball game the same year.
More baseball, more baseball!
This one didn't get a Japanese release. This is US exclusive. This is one of the more mystifying moments in NES history as far as I'm concerned. I guess there was just endless demand for baseball games. But they decided to diversify with this one because instead of being Famista-styled, it's styled in another popular game. It's a bases loaded ripoff.
Tecmo, you're allowed to rip off anyone you want.
They released 2 baseball games in the same year, each ripping off a different game.
I respect it, honestly.
I thought it was kind of strange they didn't do a baseball game before this, considering they did multiple American football games, but Once they decided, they went all in. They were like, we are going to replicate every part of this market. We don't have any original ideas of our own, but we're going to rip off everyone else's ideas.
I like the music.
I think nowadays Bad News Baseball is considered better, and as mentioned before, people don't like Tecmo Baseball. This is clearly just cashing in on the bases loaded fandom. But it's a better game because I got a home run. See? Pitcher? Bad pitcher here. Oh, it even rips off the bases loaded cutscenes. Those are identical.
That's wonderful.
What a bunch of assholes. What would Jalico think? Jalico probably didn't care. I gotta say, this one really suffers in the presentation department compared to Bad News Baseball.
100 bits from the Ultima. I confirm GDRI shows Tosei made this. Okay.
Tosei. So they got a Tosei original.
Same staff as probably got the same staff that made Tosei staff that made Bases Loaded.
Man, how dare they? That's such a good idea, though. It's so underhanded. Gonna tackle every part of the baseball subgenre. Whether you want a Bases Loaded ripoff or a Famista ripoff, we got you covered. Also out that year was this one. One Play Gong.
Hey! This is wrestling.
It's wrestling. Fight. Oh, you gotta mash. We gotta become strong.
Danny, what if I become a Tecmo fan?
Are you a Tecmo fan?
I thought I was a
you like what
Jalico
you've
fan,
seen?
but now I'm kind of turning to Tecmo.
They do a lot. They make so many games. This one keeps the announcer from Tecmo Cup.
Oh, good.
And while I'm not too big of a fan of this game, I do have to say it's better than stuff like Tag Team Pro Wrestling. It's vaguely exciting. It vaguely captures the sport. We got knee drops, we got pile drivers, we got it all. I think they brought this over to the States later on, and we're going to see that pretty soon. But let's finish up this year. Oh, right, here it is, Tecmo World Wrestling.
Oh, hell yeah.
The next year, brought it over to the States. Now it's all in English.
Are there any other... Oh, there you go. Randy...
We got Pat Gordon, Rex Beat, Jackie Lee, Boris Chekhov.
Mark Rose, Julio Falcon.
Mark Rose looking like that guy from fucking Tecmo Cup Soccer.
A little bit.
Let's play as Dr. Gildo.
Alright, do some squats.
Now, oftentimes they'd bring these over with some kind of license, like they'd attach WCW or WWF to it, but not this case.
They're like, nope.
They decided that the Tecmo name was all people needed to know. And I think from this point on, they started adding Tecmo to many of their games. So that's why you hear about Tecmo Bowl, Tecmo Secret of the Stars, and whatnot. They kept doing that into the PlayStation era. They released games like Tecmo's Deception. Did they think people would be like, oh man, the football guys, they're gonna make a great game about putting people in demonic traps. Who's played this one? Who can tell me if this is any good? Sinks an elbow.
Tecmo's Deception, how the rabbit did insider trading.
Look, not everyone in the industry is doing insider trading. It's just me and Yuji Naka. We're the smart ones. A cat just made a very sad meow outside the door.
Should
That's
I
what
let
you
them
heard.
in?
No, he's fine.
Okay.
We're near the end of the stream.
He should know. I should let him in.
And let's finish out the year with this thing of all things. Kato Ninden Teande, also known as Samurai Pizza Cats.
I thought oh, look at them. That's why he wanted in.
Insider trading is based. Well, hell, let's start insider trading.
Danny.
Who's got some insider knowledge about the next Final Fantasy?
Yeah. Anybody got any knowledge for us so we could do some trading?
I'm gonna place a bet with my bookie that they kill Chaos in the next one. It's a duck. This is one people don't talk about much, mainly because it didn't get released over here. But it's pretty good. It's no Ninja Gaiden, but it's fun. You can even run.
I love that run.
I'd say it's more like Mega Man than Ninja Gaiden, actually.
Yeah, I am getting Mega Man vibes from this. I love the Samurai Pizza Cats.
Me too. What was the story with the US cartoon that just got like a parody dub or something?
Yeah, well, it was like... They did the best they could, because they didn't really get the scripts, if I recall. So they were like, they kind of had to figure it out on their own. Someone can correct me. Yeah, they didn't have the scripts, so...
Whoa, you play as Garfield. No, I'm not going to be able to figure out how to play the video game before I have to move on.
Sorry, honey, but you can see the good cats.
Yeah, you have many different cats to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
You can play the video game and have fun. There we go.
Hey!
You gotta be the big cat.
Okay, we got a hot tip. They're gonna make another Final Fantasy.
Oh, shit.
Okay, nobody comprehend that info. We are the only ones who are allowed to use it to make money.
I gotta go talk to my bookie.
Okay.
Is there a bookie in town who takes bets on JRPGs?
You know what? If it happened in any city, it would be in Austin. There've got to be some nerd bookies out there. Danny, I'm gonna find you dead at Arcade UFO, like, if you keep making these kinds of bets.
I just gotta keep making good bets, and that's how I get back all the money that I borrowed.
Okay. Danny, that's just how Uncut Gems work.
I got a great line on some Uncut Gems.
No, Danny!
They got one of them coming in from overseas.
This is because you saw Uncut Gems the other day, and now you've got Uncut Gems on the mind. You're all thinking of ways to scheme.
Yeah, this is how I win.
Scam.
I just thought it seemed like a good idea. Oh, this is too much fun. I should stop playing.
Yeah.
Whoa, look at that guy.
I like that guy.
He's cool.
He's rocking out.
Do a couple more NES games.
Okay.
We've moved on to the 1990s. We made it.
Hey!
We made it to 1990. And you know what? Captain Tsubasa's back.
Ooh. What's he brought with him?
A series. This is now known as Tecmo Theater. They've made it their main thing, these cinematic style games.
Honestly, good for them to lean into it.
They should, yeah. Half his face is missing.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
This is the golden combination.
That's some Dragon Ball style stuff.
Mm-hmm. You can be Dragon Ball while you play soccer.
Okay, that's fair.
Let's see how this one is.
Alright, getting some corrections from chat. Tecmo Bowl was 89, and the Samurai Cat game was 91. Okay.
Okay. The first word of this sentence is soccer ball. Is the whole game about a soccer ball? That would be cool. I think it was probably all like, the first time he touched a soccer ball, it was love at first sight. He won the Zen Nihon Pro Junior tournament, apparently.
Oh.
Let's move to a match. This should have gotten released in the States. This is great. This game is so much better than the first game. Let's do the kickoff. All right, boys. Get down that field and do a soccer.
Do the soccer.
Check it out. You can see the other guys on the field now. You don't have to dribble in the dark. 2 guys. Let's pass to number 10. You got a cursor now.
Oh.
He looks alone. You can probably get this.
Hey.
You.
Hey.
Okay, it's fine. We're good.
Don't worry about it.
Can we make a kick from here, you think? I think we can. Let's shoot.
Okay, shoot.
Oh, he got it. He caught the damn soccer ball.
Danny, I'm sorry that the other team is good at soccer.
I think there's a translation patch for this. Or even if there isn't, I did put in a lot of time with this game when I first downloaded the ROM. I was like, holy god, how can this be so, like, good and compelling? But it really is. Just something about the presentation and how you go down the field. You feel like you're really fighting a battle. It's thanks to all these cutaways, I think.
I think he healed before the 100 bits.
Is that the official canon?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna... You know what? Let's do the old 1-2. With, him. 1, 2. Oh shit, that put me in a situation. We gotta shoot from here.
Okay.
Kablam! Don't you do it.
Bonk.
Oh my god. The ball's coming at me. We got 2 defenders on our ass. I think we should, through. Let's just go right through them.
Alright, let's go. Smash him. Oh!
I think he missed the ball. That was not the right move. I think this was just like lightning in the bottle at the time, you know? Them having the popular anime license and the ability to pull off really cinematic gameplay. If you tried this at any point afterwards, it wouldn't have the same magic. They were just right there at the right time. And they made so many sequels. Let's tackle this guy.
Get his ass. I'm sorry, they're getting your ass instead.
Yeah, my ass is getting got. He's gonna go for the net. Catch it! Catch it!
Get it?
Catch! He caught it! There it goes. This ball's going everywhere. No one knows what's happening. The ball's taking on a mind of its own. It's talking. It wants its own spin-off.
It's like, do you remember Wilson from Castaway?
I could be the next Wilson. Captain Tsubasa 2. It's a really good time. I guess there was another popular sequel out that year. Ninja Gaiden 2. This one I like.
Oh yeah, Ninja Gaiden 2.
I like this more than the first one, which is like an act of heresy as far as gaming is concerned. But I think this is fun. It's even more cinematic than before. You got this big dude.
I like the dude.
Yeah, this is Ashtar. As opposed to the first game's last boss, who was Jackie O. As in Demon King, not as in the famous wife.
Jackie O, the famous wife?
Yeah. What else is she known for?
I guess she is the famous wife. I had to think of what else I know Jackie O from, and I'm like, yes, famous wife. Stop talking about giving good wife.
God damn it.
You know what? If you want to know what that's all about, go to our Discord.
Why did they make that image that says, I give good wife? And why are we coming back to Game of Thrones?
Listen.
Show's been over.
Well, they made a new Game of Thrones series.
What a great intro this is.
Robert T.S.
Robert's in this.
Perfect intro.
I think this is where Tecmo really became a top-tier publisher for a very short time. They'd lose that position in the 16-bit era, but here on the NES, you wanted to get Tecmo games. Because even if you didn't get something really good, you'd at least get something weird, like Mighty Bomb Jack.
Mm-hmm.
And in the best cases, you get something like this.
Yeah, this looks better.
It is. You can actually climb walls now.
Hey.
I don't know, it's not the arcade version. You don't fight endless Jason clones and wreck popcorn stands.
That's what this is missing. Popcorn stands.
I stand popcorn.
I mean, someone has to. Do you really like popcorn, though?
Did the millennials ever get around to killing popcorn?
No! You know why? Because popcorn is dirt cheap.
That's true.
Popcorn's still as cheap as it was when I was a kid. What happened?
You can't really destroy an industry where kernels cost, like, less than a penny.
Mm-hmm.
We did it. Let's get the hell out of here. I'm stunting on him.
Nice.
But you know what Ninja Gaiden 2 is. You don't need me to play it.
Mm-mm.
And if you haven't played it, you should. That's just my opinion. Alright, it's all been leading up to this. We've seen something like 3 different American football games, and now we're gonna see a 4th. The big one, Tecmo
Hell
Bowl.
yeah.
It's got the Players League Association license. We got Indianapolis, featuring Hand. We got the Miami Furries.
The Miami Furries!
That's what it looked like.
Yeah, no, the Miami Furries.
The Denver Anime Unicorn Girls. Seattle Knights.
Mm-hmm. At the LAs.
The Washington W's. Mm-hmm. They're getting less creative with these later ones. What is Dallas?
Don't worry about it. New York is New York.
Who is Jeff Coat of the famous Dallas Whoever's? Chicago Penguins. Minnesota Heavenly M's.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all in search of the World Championship at the Tecmo Bowl. Let's play it.
Good luck.
Yeah, I'd take the Washington W's over the Washington L's.
Minnesota Heavenly Fats. Thank you.
Man, I barely played this as a kid, and this is still really nostalgic for me. Just all the music and sound effects and everything.
I do love the huts.
Yeah. Go, 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 go. I wish they kept the jump button.
You know, I never played this as a child, but I was not a sports game child.
Yeah, I wasn't a sports gamer either.
But I gotta say, this is pretty sick.
Mm-hmm. They knew what they were doing. Let's get a touchdown. Cowboys running back been in the news recently. Is it good news? It's good news, right? Touchdown! Right, that's the big thing about this game, the pick-up and play nature. Because I don't even play football games ever, and I just scored a touchdown. You can get right in and start playing, and even do pretty well at it. It's good. So it only took them how many tries? That weird cocktail cabinet, the Tecmo Bowl arcade game, And then finally Tecmo Bowl for NES was where it hit critical mass. And I can see why this one caught on. Arcade Tecmo Bowl wasn't really going to do it.
You didn't like the spinny guys?
I did like the spinny guys, but not so much paying a quarter for just a minute of gameplay. The 2 monitor setup was a little excessive. Because that's what I thought as a kid, right? I looked at arcade games and I'm like, that's excessive. That's too much. Where's your goddamn sense of taste is what I said as a kid. Alex, we need to play this at some point.
We do. We need to do it.
1991. Let us move on. We're right here. Might as well do it. There's a Ninja Gaiden 3. Everyone tell me what you think of Ninja Gaiden 3 compared to the first 2. I have a feeling I know what the critical consensus is, but I'm just curious what people think in a modern context.
Japan version way better. 3 is bad.
That's what a lot of people tend to think. Like, the common consensus among gamers is the first 2 are classics, and the 3, Ninja Gaiden 3 is a big piece of crap. Mostly because they fucked with the US release. Like in the previous games, Japanese Ninja Gaiden 3 has unlimited continues. US version gave you 5 continues. And if you think back to how many continues it took you to beat a Ninja Gaiden game for the first time, you would know how bullshit that is. You play through one of these games, you're going to use like 30 or 40 continues, easy. And they expect you to get this extremely hard version done in 5. That's not going to happen. I say it's not all bad. It's got this cool sword power-up that gives you more range. Every time you strike, the dude goes, "Ha!"
I do like the dude going, "Ha!"
Some of the power-ups are kind of neat. But in all, this series had pretty much said all it needed to say after Ninja Gaiden 2. I do really like this era of late NES games, though. When it was people trying to sequelize stuff that was popular, trying something new.
A lot of later NES games just, I mean, aside from this kind of being junk to play, it looks great. It really does look great. A lot of later NES games look fantastic.
Yeah, the animated backgrounds especially.
Thank you, SSFSX17, 42-month sub, the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Thank you. Thank you, the Ultimo, 100 bits. I do prefer Hackleman 3 as well.
Agreed. Thank you. Ninja Gaiden 3, it's there for you if you want it. And if you don't want it, you can just leave it. You're not missing out on anything big. You are missing out on something big if you don't play Obochama-kun?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with this one. This one is new to me. I know it's based on a manga or anime or something.
Okay, I'm getting anime vibes.
God, Ninja Gaiden Trilogy on Super Nintendo. That was a tragedy. Tried to present it as like the definitive version of those games, and they're just all fucked up. Whoa,
hey,
beard.
Cool beard.
What am I? What am I agreeing to? Place your bets. Board game? RPG?
Board game.
It's looking like a board game. Oh, it's a hell of a board game. I am surprised we didn't see one of these before this point. Board game adaptations, and especially original games like Momotaro Dentetsu, were very popular at this time. And just like with sports games, you wanted to just make as many as possible. Oh, one of them's a Chinese hopping vampire.
Oh, hey!
That's something. You shouldn't ask me about these games, though. I'm not the one to ask. I find them very boring.
I think it's interesting that the map is, like, literally the world.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
You got a baton!
Got a stick. Anyone have anything to say about this before I move on?
Are
there any Hobo-chama-kun?
This is weird, says chat. It's impossible to play if you don't know Japanese. Yeah, not a lot of folks have anything to say about this delightful game.
Yeah, it looks like y'all know about as much as this as I do. That's fine. All the Obo-chama-kun fans out there, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not meeting your expectations.
Sorry to disappoint.
There's this game, though. You can have fun with this game. It's got all your favorite characters. Like that guy.
Is that Grandpa?
It is Grandpa. You're right.
Sorry, I'm like, is that Grandpa?
Also out this year in Japan was a game called Radio Senki. And believe it or not, they were going to release it in the US, but canceled it at the last minute. However, we found a prototype, us at Lost Levels, and we dumped it. So you get to enjoy it.
Yeah, sorry Australia's so tiny, you're Australians.
Yeah, y'all got screwed. This one's really cool. I had no idea they were going to bring this out in the States, but there's this prototype. Yeah, they presented the whole of 1992. Whew, Reina.
Yeah, Tecmo brought us the entire year of 1992. It was very nice of them.
They sponsored the whole year, back to front.
I was going to say, remember when brands would sponsor whole years? Remember Coca-Cola 91? That sucked.
I hated Tecmo Cola. Let's see what this is like.
I'm guessing RPG.
Pretty good guess.
Hey!
My head is still foggy. Oomph? I think the script could have used a pass or two.
Alright.
Oh no, it's one of those thieves. But we're beset by slimes.
Okay.
Fight. So it's a action strategy game? Where you pick basic strats for your AI to follow while you control one of the dudes. I'm the blue guy.
Oh, that's so weird.
This would have been a big risk to release over here, because there's not really any games like this. You can't really market this kind of thing. Hey, it's a kind of game you've never heard of before. You should buy it. We've both lost our memory. I do remember that my name is Ass.
Ass. Is that your name?
It
Ass.
seems as if it is. Seems that some dickhead gave me the name Ass. Elville. Let's go to Elfville. I have no idea if this game is any good or not, but as a kid I would have eaten this up.
Oh, I would have loved the shit out of this as a child, too.
I was all about RPGs for a while. And one from Tecmo? With cinematic cutscenes?
Were you a real RPG head?
For a while, yeah.
Aw.
I really liked Final Fantasy II.
Well, to be fair, that's a great one.
Could I leave him here? Well, no problem.
Okay.
We're just getting left here. It's looking a little bit like Crystalis, yeah. You so very rarely see prototypes of unreleased RPGs, especially, because they take so much effort to translate. And often if they're putting in the effort to begin with, they're just going to finish it up and release it regardless. So when they actually make the effort and translate this and then not release it, it's very unusual. Still, there was a few on NES. Things like, freaking Taro's Quest that didn't come out. Okay, we gotta stay here.
Okay.
Let's rest. Alright, let's pile into bed.
You're both just sleeping, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This was gonna be the first gay RPG.
Oh!
As opposed to JRPG.
Gay, yeah, there you go.
Mary was carried away by the thieves. I don't got time to worry about that. That's Tower of Radia. Pretty Pretty ambitious looking game. Very surprising they thought about releasing it here in the States. But maybe the biggest game we're going to cover today is this one. My god, Tecmo Super Bowl.
This is it. This is the game.
Officially licensed. Featuring the Dallas Unicorns. Does that say Bowl Ball? H&H Bowl?
Yeah, don't worry about it. Got the cinematic intro.
Football players looking a lot more realistic in this one. You got the team names and the players.
You know, I heard that they are still making ROM hacks of Tecmo Super Bowl to modernize it. This music is sick!
Yeah. People like this one. They hack it every single year to put in the current rosters. Still a vibrant community online. Let's do a preseason game. The classic Man vs. Com. Dallas versus... Who am I picking?
Chicago.
Okay.
The Bears.
Cowboys versus the Bears. Kids today don't know about the Bears, and that's a tragedy.
They don't. I don't. Do you all know that? I know I made you all remember Norman Schwarzkopf, but do you remember the SNL bit where they would go, "Da Bears"? Does anybody remember that?
Kevin Butler with the kickoff.
Yeah. Okay. Chat's going to Bears. They know.
All right,
okay. Good. That's the problem with millennials. They don't. They're all about Da Bears instead of De Beers brand diamonds. I'm sorry.
Wow.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna have to do a pass and play here. No, it bounced right off him. Mike Ditka, believe it or not, had his own NES game that he was gonna star in, but that didn't get released. I think eventually we did find a prototype of that. The game was not very good. Let's run this one.
You know, I guess that makes sense that SNL references wouldn't cross over to other countries where SNL wasn't a thing. I never even thought about that. Oh, God. Oh, how much have I embarrassed myself online in front of British people now?
They just think you're insane.
Yeah! They're like, okay, you're making copies. Why are you telling me this?
Instead of knowing that you're referencing a hilarious SNL skit from 30 years ago, they just straight up think you're insane.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's really better off, honestly. Making copies. The Originator. Regorama. Oh god, that's a Rob Schneider thing I'm referencing.
Yeah,
what the
Rob
fuck?
Schneider. Sorry.
What's wrong with me? Get Rob Schneider off the team. What's he doing playing football? Third down and 10. I think we can get away with this. Check this out. Oh yeah, you can't even share SNL via YouTube, so all that cultural context is lost. That important cultural context. Let's do, can we do a field goal from here? Let's find out. No, the ball! You took the ball before I could kick it!
Sorry, honey.
Almost got him. What a good game this is. I don't think Madden ever got better than this, but that's another controversial gamer opinion of mine.
You have a lot of controversial gamer opinions.
I do. You shouldn't let me talk. It's very...
I shouldn't. I don't know.
It's very bad for our bottom line. The Madden people are going to be pissed. Ultimo, thank you for the 100 bits. Instead, you ended up in a van down by the river. All right. We got one. We got one SNL fan out there. Thank you.
You know, I could see mistaking SNL gags for random internet memes if you have no idea what SNL is. Yeah.
Oh, that's what they were, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all aren't ever going to know about Patrick Stewart and the Sexy Cakes. You're missing out.
Do people still know about that?
I don't think they do.
Oh my god, they must have not known what more cowbell meant. I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
all that time I've been asking for more cowbell. I wasn't doing it literally. It was a figurative asking of more cowbell. Interception. Now you might say I'm bad at this game. To that I'd say you're right. But Tecmo Super Bowl is still an excellent game. If you haven't played it, go check it out. A real classic from the era. It'll help you understand why people like the NES so much. But in the meanwhile, let's go back to the arcade for just a couple last games from Tecmo.
Tecmo, what else you got for us?
Remember Tecmo in the arcades?
Yeah, we kind of went away from the arcade.
That's because they found huge success on the NES with Ninja Gaiden and Tecmo Bowl. But they still made a few arcade games. Such as 1991's Rygar Strato Fighter. Do this, and put this here.
Mm-hmm.
And where's my screen? I think I need to restart MAME.
Okay.
Alex,
Folks,
stall for time.
I was gonna say we're going back to the arcades, back to 1991 in the arcades. Your mom just dropped you off at the where was it? At the bowling alley. I don't know why.
It was a bowling alley for you.
Yeah, it's a bowling alley just for you. You're
You think-
sneaking over to the cigarette machine.
You think this is a test?
I think so. I know you were like, Alex, please get good at stalling for time. And guess what? Guess what I didn't get good at?
You've had 5 fucking years to get good at stalling for time.
I know. And yet.
Anyway, here's Rygar Strato Fighter. Not familiar with this one. I'd assume it's a shoot 'em up. Oh, I see what you're doing. You're biting off of Raiden's style.
Mm-hmm.
Rygar has the first kanji in common with Raiden, so maybe you'd confuse the two games. Very clever, Tecmo.
I like when Tecmo does Asylum strats like that.
Got the jams, though. Time for lunch. Ooh, someone likes R-Type.
This music seems familiar.
Yeah, it did the Space Harrier intro.
Okay, Space Harry, that's what I was thinking.
So maybe this is influenced by several games. It also has a button where you can turn around for some reason.
Oh, that's cool.
How does this rank among the shmup fans out there?
I don't know. Chat. You played this one before? Looks like, yes, it's R-Type vibes. R-Type with a Gradius HUD.
Mm-hmm.
Looks average. A lot of folks haven't ever heard of this before.
This looks alright. Doesn't look like it excels in any way, but I guess at this point Tecmo had been away from the shoot 'em up genre. Like, what was their last one? Star Force? They're just now getting back into it. They still felt the need to make one, though. If you're an arcade game manufacturer, you gotta make a shoot 'em up.
Haven't played it, seems cool, looks decent, and sounds good.
Oh, Gemini Wing, yeah.
Yeah, Gemini Wing.
Okay, so maybe they weren't as rusty as I thought. That and Silkworm and Backfire. This is, kind of comes up short compared to those.
Man, Tecmo kind of did a little bit of everything, didn't they?
They did. They branched out. Warning, stage 1 boss. It doesn't have a name. If this was Darius, it would be like, fucked up fish man is approaching fast. Man, they stole the Konami orchestra hits, too. Maybe it's meant to be a pastiche.
No, I think they were just knocking shit off. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Not to be mean to Tecmo. I think they make great games, but I wouldn't put it past them to knock some stuff off.
Alex is not a believer.
I'm not. I'm sorry. Nice.
Well, that's alright. That's a fine video game. Great artist steal. That's the Tecmo credo. That game's okay, but I think we can do a little bit better. Alex, of all the games, I would have expected them to bring back Tecmo Bowl, Ninja Gaiden. I would not have expected for there to be another Super Pinball game. But they went and do that. They went and made another pinball action, and it's called Super Pinball Action.
I hope it's still got that cool fire lady in it.
I think you'll be pretty happy with the results.
I wish they brought back Guzzler.
Oh, if only.
They're never listening to me and what I want. Okay.
The rabbit's there.
I'm here, Danny.
Winners don't use drugs.
Danny?
Well, they added something to this pinball
Danny?
game. They added a little something to this new pinball game.
Danny?
It's fine. You see, if you want to hit these targets in the block, I'll take off my clothes.
Take me to the carnival. Okay, go.
I want to take my clothes off at the carnival.
Keep your... Oh, I guess we're all new to the carnival.
I guess so. This table design is actually pretty wild. It reminds me of a Zaccaria table. I've been playing a lot of those lately. So it's got the basics, but they decided they needed something a little extra for this one.
A little something.
I don't know where they got this idea from. There aren't any other pinball games I'm aware of where if you do well, a lady strikes for you. But maybe there should have been. Maybe they saw opportunity where no one else did.
They were like, okay, our other nudie game did well, and our pinball game did well. Why not, you know?
That's true. Maybe that's what they thought.
Danny!
This is cool.
Danny?
Let's go with her.
Danny?
I'll be happy to take off my clothes if you hit these 5 targets. Nothing would make me happier.
Danny, if
I
you
was
hit
to-
those 5 targets, I'm destroying you.
I like that you can switch between the different tables mid-game, so you don't have to put in another coin. I like that you have a goal to work towards, which is nudity at the carnival.
Yeah, Danny's just trying to destroy me.
Did you see this coming after all the other games we played?
I mean, I figured I could see another pinball game, not another strip pinball game.
That's, yeah, that's a Tecmo original right there. No one else had that idea. They had the market cornered on nudie video pinball games, I guess? Hey.
Clothing on, dude. Hey!
You can see this if you put in another coin. This is weird. They actually released this. They've been kinda... Like, there hasn't even been any lewdness in their any other games, either. They could have had sexy cheerleaders in the football games. They just chose not to.
Yeah, why only some nudity?
Why now?
Why not in Tecmo Super Bowl?
Tecmo Nude Bowl. Winners don't use drugs.
Okay.
But I will take off my clothes at the carnival.
Light up rhythm.
Tecmo, y'all are rascals. Couple more arcade games. Star Force made a comeback in arcades, did you know?
I know now.
With Final Star Force. Is this the final one? I don't know.
Nude Ninja Gaiden, nude football, nude teed off.
Yeah, Nude Ninja Gaiden. We missed
Ninja
out.
Gaiden.
Ninja.
No, it's just bad.
They decided, you know what? We got our big series that Hudson made inexplicably popular on Famicom. Let's sequelize it in arcades. Weird jams. I can get down to this beat. Yeah, new Dead or Alive. Oh, yeah. Did anyone ever see the Dead or Alive 3 nude hack for Xbox?
No. No.
It was very poorly done. I'll just leave it at that. But what's weird is they added a bunch of costumes for all the characters. And one of them was Daria. And one of the variants was nude Daria. There was a lot going on at with whatever who was hacking that game. They had priorities, and I appreciate it. Every so often on the ISO sites, you'd see someone being like, "Hey, I made all the characters nude in Dead or Alive 3. You should play it." And everyone would be like, "Wow, cool, voted 5. Give this a gold torrent, please." I guess this game's okay. It's no nude Dead or Alive 3, though. I like the bomb, which is just launching these huge missiles across the screen. I think at this point they basically abandoned their shoot-'em-ups. They decided they could make them pretty good, but they had other priorities, that being Ninja Gaiden and Tecmo Bowl. It's a shame. They could have made some really good ones if they kept on.
Nude Daria.
Yeah, of all things, right?
Thank you, Inari Fox, for the raid. So sorry you had to come in on Nude Daria.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Welcome. What were you up to?
Definitely worry about it.
We're going to finish up with a couple of extreme obscurities that Tecmo made in arcades before switching to PlayStation hardware and starting a series called, y'all heard of Dead or Alive? You heard of this? I'm not too familiar. After that, they tended to stick to Dead or Alive. But in this particular time period, they were still experimenting. It's games like this one. Like this one. There we go.
There we go.
They partnered with their old friends at NMK, which was a studio that spun off of Tekkon immediately after the release of Bomb Jack. So it was pretty much all the Bomb Jack developers went on to form their spin-off studio. And then Tecmo was all like, "You want to come back and make some games for us?" And they did. This is a weird one. You ever seen this?
No.
This is really weird.
Why?
You play as a pair of cactus men.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a BBH classic right here. I've only ever seen this game on BBH's stream.
Oh, what the hell is this?
It's a Snow Brothers-like.
Tecmo, what are you doing?
Only you're a cactus man and you throw bombs. Every time one of your bombs hits an enemy, it starts bouncing across the screen. And you can actually get caught up in the bounce, and if you don't hop out of it, you get killed. So your own attack can kill you. So that sucks. But the game itself actually kind of rules. I like it. It has a weird shareware vibe to it with the backgrounds and the fonts and everything. And do you see what's in the lower right corner?
Fruit collection.
That's an inventory of fruit.
Inventory, fruit inventory.
Calling all the way back to Swimmer all those years ago. They haven't forgotten the fruit inventory. Isn't that great? Some traditions are just too good to die.
This is how all video games should look.
I agree. Video games lost their way when they stopped looking like Sabaton bombers. So what I'm trying to say here is arcades were clearly not Tecmo's focus at this point. They were reaching out to other developers, including former employees, to just make games. They were just like, we have these agreements to make arcade games. We still have to make them, but no one wants to. Does someone else want to? And some people did. And it was the weirdos who made Sabaton bombers. Fuck, I died.
Sorry, honey.
We got to do a 2-player co-op playthrough of this.
I agree. I want to see more of this.
I want to see how this ends.
It's got freak vibes. I like it.
Yeah, what's their quest here? How could it possibly end?
Game's 100 stages. No.
Oh, good lord.
No, we are not.
Sorry, Sabaton bombers. Not this time. We got one more arcade game.
All right, what is it, babe?
And we're taking it back to its roots. You know NMK, who I just mentioned, who spun off from Bomb Jack, went their own separate ways. They made a game called Psychic 5, which was actually very similar to Bomb Jack and is very good.
Psychic 5.
But then Tecmo came a-calling. They were like, we saw what you did with Psychic 5, and we need to do Bomb Jack. Can y'all just make us another Bomb Jack? And they did. It's called Bomb Jack Twin.
What?
The boy's back.
He's cute now.
They cutified him.
Man. What the hell?
Yeah, this is the era of Tecmo arcade games that's basically a dark age to most people, because these games are all kind of obscure and got limited release.
This is just Bomb Jack. This is Bomb Jack, but fancier.
You know what this is, right? This is retro nostalgia in 1992.
It sure is.
So retro nostalgia has always been around.
Ugh.
Isn't it disgusting?
It is. Oh, he's adorable. I can't get that mad at you.
And with this, we've come full circle with Tecmo. From humble beginnings with games like Bomb Jack and Star Force to, well, I guess they're still making these games, at least at this point. But they also branched out with things like Ninja Gaiden. And looking at these games, I can honestly understand why. At this point, this kind of game has a limited market appeal.
Yeah.
More people are about ninjas and games about violence instead of a non-violent bomb-collecting game.
It is a non-violent bombing game.
That's right, Obscuratory. Yeah, if you look in magazines back then, people would often be like, man, I remember this arcade game I played. Has it ever been ported? And the answer would always be, no, go find an original cabinet. Because there was no option back then. There was no MAME. You'd have to deal with whatever they wanted to port. And if that didn't include your favorite game, tough shit. But that is the end of our Tecmo
I was gonna say,
arcade
Danny,
coverage.
you died.
I died. I really did. Enough of MAME. Get out of here, MAME. You complicate the stream.
Go away, Mame.
But I need you at the same time. Now let's finish up with their final Famicom games. See if they're doing a little bit better on Famicom than on arcades. Let's do this, and then we do this. We play these. Tecmo NBA Basketball.
Hell yeah.
Not released in Japan. Not even made by Tecmo. They farmed this one out. Sculptured Software in Salt Lake City, Utah made this. And Tecmo tried to pass it off as one of their own games. Angel Eyes? I'm gonna cover Angel Eyes one of these days. That's a little bit too late for this, though. They try to do the same, cinema-style cutscenes. It doesn't really work the same way, though. I hate Sculptured Software. They can... I'm not going to get political on here, but I don't like them. What are you, a fan of Empire Strikes Back for NES? Of Metal Mech? Of, I guess they made some good games. I haven't played any of them, though. Oh yeah, the Super Star Wars games. Those were, those are okay. Who were the Bullets?
Oh yeah, they changed their name from the Bullets. Was that the Washington Bullets?
Huh.
Was it the Washington Bullets before they were the Washington? Yeah, Washington Bullets.
How about that?
They changed to the Wizards, which is much. I'm sorry, not to be crazy here, but I prefer Wizards to Bullets.
You know, I do too. I've thought about it.
Like, what would you rather find on your doorstep, a bullet or a wizard?
I wouldn't want to find either.
You don't want to find a wizard on your doorstep? Just being like, Daddy!
No.
I'm here to take you on a grand adventure through the world of Tecmo history.
That's okay. No thanks, Mr. Wizard.
Ah, you don't wish to know more about the Tecmo Rabbit's great work?
Who even has the ball at this point? Okay, here we go. What the fuck? Double dribble, this is not.
I was gonna say, the way you throw the ball is dinky. See?
The ball looks too small.
Yeah, it's tiny.
We're like juggling around a Super Ball. Oh, I pushed him. Even the art's off. It doesn't look like Tecmo styled. It looks like shitty American game.
Yeah, the
Sorry
music
to say.
feels chunky.
They tried to pass this off as a genuine Tecmo sports game, but I know better. Don't be fooled. How did that... Huh. Yeah, they tried to mimic the presentation of Tecmo Super Bowl with the stuff at the top and the font and everything. I don't think they succeeded, though. I do like passing all the way across the court. That's kind of neat. Who has the ball? Who has the... Oh, okay.
Okay.
Fuck off, Patrick Ewing.
Hey, be nice to Pat Ewing.
What have you ever done?
Good basketball for one.
I guess. So we came full circle in arcades, from Bomb Jack to Bomb Jack Twin. I think we're going to end with a similar full circle sort of thing on the Famicom. So let's do that. Their very last release for the NES, Tecmo's last release, was a game called Fire and Ice.
Well, think of the Ultimo 100 bits. Yeah, they did do NCAA basketball and Super NES.
Okay, so maybe Sculptured Software just had experience with basketball, and that's why they were contracted.
Oh, it's Fire and Ice.
Yep. In Japan, this is Solomon's Key 2. In fact, in Europe, I think it's also Solomon's Key 2. And we at Lost Levels found a prototype of a US version of Solomon's Key 2 as well, but eventually they released it as Fire and Ice. With that weird sort of clickbait cover that was all like, oh, most addictive puzzler ever.
Oh, yeah.
You'll lose your brain over this.
I like the council of the creatures with the snowman there.
She chose Dana.
Dana? Dana doesn't look like he can do it.
He beat Solomon's Key, dude.
Okay, fair.
Very late era game, very expensive game nowadays. It's one of those games I regret selling back when I had an NES collection. Must have sold this for like $10 or something.
Oh god, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I made my money back elsewise.
Grandma, can you tell me a story?
Okay.
I would love to hear the story about Dana. Or Dana. Don't know.
Don't know. Yeah, story.
They're
yeah,
so
story.
excited.
Tell us the story. Come on, Grandma, tell us the story. Plot twist.
This game a lot.
Plot twist, this game is amazing. This is seriously one of the top 5 games Tecmo released for NES. And considering they made stuff like Tecmo Super Bowl and Ninja Gaiden, that's a real accomplishment. This game rules. It keeps a lot of the elements from Solomon's Key, but just is really original in a lot of ways. From the way you manipulate the ice to the way you make new blocks and push them around. It's so good, dude.
It's really fun. I love this game.
Yeah, and the animation, look at it. It's an animated little guy.
God, this game sounds good.
This elf is going places. Blah, 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 blah.
Nice. And I think this is like as far as I got.
So you can do this, and you do this, and that, and then you do this.
Oh, I'm dumb. Well, I need to play Fire and Ice again.
There is a puzzle edit mode, yeah. Game is pretty fully featured considering it came out so late for NES. It reeks of effort.
No, this is where I lost. No, wait, no, I remember this. Well, I don't know where I stopped playing, but I knew I got stuck at one point in Fire and Ice, and I got so mad I stopped playing.
I think I eventually got stuck in it too. It's a tough game. Let's see, how do I finish this one? We gotta do something like this. And then... if we do this... There we go.
Okay.
You gotta get creative.
Oh, I see.
No, this'll work.
Okay.
There we go.
Hey! Okay, Danny did the puzzle I couldn't get past.
Really makes you think
Yeah.
about society.
The Joker's Fire and Ice.
A song of jokers and ice. Wait, do I want to do this? Yes, I do. Okay. We gotta do this.
Fine.
And then from here... Oh, I see.
Danny knows what they're doing!
I love this game. It's so good. So Alex, while I finish the last level of World 1, why don't you sum up Tecmo for us based on what you've seen tonight?
They did a lot of stuff.
They sure did.
They did shmups, they did Galaxian style shit back then. They did platformer style stuff. They did barbarian stuff with your Rygars.
Oh yeah.
They really went into all genres. They did sports, they did horny pinball, they did horny video poker.
Horny pinball?
Mm-hmm.
They did it all.
Nice. So yeah, I thought it was actually kind of interesting to seeing how Tecmo was like all over the place, not really specializing in much of anything.
You could see how they honed their craft and really focused on the genres that they found success in. Ninja Gaiden especially, and Tecmo Bowl. Meanwhile, in arcades, they just kind of floundered around. I felt like they could have been a good shoot-'em-up developer, but they just petered out after a while and lost interest. I think by the time fighting games became big, they lost interest in a lot of stuff they were doing for arcades.
That makes sense.
But what makes them interesting is that they had essentially a double life in arcades and on NES. They found success in both, but I think nowadays most people would agree that their NES library is what really they're remembered for. Don't you agree?
I do agree. Their NES library is what I think they're more notable for by the fact that everyone knows Tecmo Bowl and no one really knows Guzzler.
Yeah. That's not to say their arcade stuff is bad or anything, it's just right place at the right time. Hudson made their Star Force game. They had a clear path to success, and they took it.
Love this story.
And now all these kids are here going like, yeah, Tecmo. Tell us about Reggie Jackson at the Super Bowl, Grandma. And that is Tecmo on the NES and arcades from 1981 to 1993. What a good track record, right? Like,
Yeah!
they didn't have a single Kusoge in there at all. Like, at the most, there was like a game that I didn't care about. There was like a board game or something, but geez, Tecmo. No wonder you kicked ass. No wonder everyone wanted to play freaking Ninja Gaiden back in the day. You were good. You were too good for this world. Too good. And with that, we're done. That's it. That's the history of Tecmo. That's all I can tell you for now. I have no idea what other company we're going to cover after this. Hopefully not LJN. But that depends how the people vote.
They're gonna vote LJN one day, and it's gonna tear us all apart.
One of these days, we will be ripped apart by LGN. That's a promise. Thanks, everybody, for watching. This has been a RetroPal Showcase stream. This is a Patreon-supported show. You can head to patreon.com/retropals, pitch in $5 a month, and you get to vote for what we play every week. This week, people chose Tecmo, and wow, that's like the best lineup of games we've ever played. Usually there's like...
that was so good! That's why it's like, what can I say?
There's always at least a few games that are just like complete and utter shit, and yet Tecmo was just on fire for the entirety of their entire run from 81 to 93. All right, Alex is going to wrap us up. I'm going to look for a raid target.
We are also on YouTube, youtube.com/retropals. We post highlights of our stream there, including our latest highlight, which is a look at unreleased SNES games. So if you want to see Steven Seagal's Final Option, amongst other delightful games, do check that out. I think it's a good one. We also have a Discord. Let me just put the Discord link in the chat. You can join us there to chat about games, chat about media, and chat about cats, especially cats. There have been a lot of really good cat picks lately. And just keep them up. Keep them going. Keep them up. More. Listen, I'm going to do one thing every stream. It's demand cat picks.
Demand the cat pics.
Demand them. They are wonderful and they are delightful. You all have great animals. You have rats. You have cats. Dogs. Yes, post more pictures of your cat for sure.
Agreed. I got a couple of options for raid targets. I'm gonna... You know what? I think we're going to raid someone we've never raided before. This is Rin, the Millipede VTuber. She's doing a collab on the best collab game possible, Goof Troop for Super Nintendo. This is a good time. It's an overhead view puzzle action game from Capcom. It's vexed many VTubers in the past, and hopefully they're having a good time with it. So enjoy that. Have a good rest of your evening. We'll see you later. Thanks for watching.
See ya, folks.